Welcome back to another live stream. We have Game Week 21, and it feels like it's been a while because it has. And then don't worry, there'll be another couple of weeks, and then we'll be back for 22. But as far as I'm aware, that's it for the long breaks for at least a little while. And it's funny. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of British people with weather. British people complain when it's hot, and British people complain when it's cold. And I feel like FPL managers complain when there are too many deadlines and we complain when there aren't enough. There's no pleasing us. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But do say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know you can hear me and see me. I should have got to grips by this now. You know, it's been long enough that I've been streaming. Wonder how many streams we've done now. Must be over 50. Probably more than that, to be honest. But yeah, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know what you're doing. And let me know what your plans are for Game Week 21 as well. I haven't made any transfers yet. Believe it or not, I'm yet to make one. And I could genuinely do any one of three things. I could make one free transfer. I could take a -4 hit. And I'm also looking at potentially a -8 hit. I swear to God, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea. So this will be a fun stream. I like the streams when I've got no idea because they're funny and they're entertaining. Do you know what? It's been... The last few streams in a row, I've been like, I kind of know what I'm doing and I'll just do it last minute and I'll wait for any information. But right now, I have no clue because my team is a bit of a mess. Looking and sounding good, Ross. Thank you. Look at all the compliments. Thanks. Someone just commented in the stream, farts, and then life is good. I don't know if life is good because of the farts or if the farts are a completely separate point to the life is good. Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, Ivan Toney. Listen, if I had unlimited free transfers, if I was on a wild card, I probably would have Ivan Toney. Or I'd at least be tempted to have Ivan Toney. We need FPL Pickle. FPL Pickle will be watching soon. She's just finishing doing something for the next probably half hour, an hour. But you will see FPL Pickle soon. The game isn't particularly exciting tonight. No, it's not. But I want to know if Charlie Taylor starts or not. I never thought I would be waiting for Charlie Taylor team news. But there we are. Right, let me show you my team and let me quickly discuss what I'm thinking at the moment. And then we'll obviously move on to answering your questions. So, this is my team. This is my team right now. The plan at the moment is to keep both Salah and Trent. The plan is to sell Son. And then my plan before today's press conference for Emery was to sell Pau Torres. Because I'd heard through the grapevine that he wasn't in training at the start of the week. But now Emery has said that Pau Torres is in training. I'm just thinking, what is the likelihood that I get one of Pau Torres or Taylor that plays? I don't know. I'm asking you as well. Excuse me, that's rude. Someone beeps outside. What is the likelihood that I get Taylor or Pau? Likely enough to avoid me removing Pau Torres and bringing an Estepinian? I kind of want Estepinian as well, and this is the main issue for me. If I didn't really want any defenders, I'd go, you know what, I'm just going to roll with it. But I do want Estepinian. So I'm just wondering, do I take out Pau Torres anyway, even though there's a chance he plays? Or do I just keep it like this? As long as one of Taylor or Pau Torres play, I should have 11 players. I don't know. But the plan is definitely to remove Son. That's always been the plan, and that always will be the plan. 37% chance. Taylor is out 99%. Where are these numbers coming from? I did ask for numbers, to be fair. I'll take that. Afternoon all says Marcus, good to see you. Lukey Boy in the chat as well. Start Pau Torres or Archer. I don't think Archer will start again. So I would start Pau Torres. And if Pau Torres doesn't play, then you'd have Archer. Would probably be the way I would do it. Because I think there's slightly less chance for a Pau Torres cameo than obviously an Archer cameo. Infamous Drago says, confused about what to do this week. Probably need to sell Salah to get to Foden. Okay. Estu. Oh, to get to Foden, Estu, and keep money handy for Haaland. Listen, I don't hate the idea of selling Salah. I don't hate the idea of selling Trent. But we've spoken about this quite a few times this week. Between game week... Do you know what? Let me get the tweet up. I replied to one of FPL Mate's tweets because he was talking about a wildcard. And where was it? So this is me, replies. It's the only place I can remember where I actually wrote everything down. Where did I reply to Dan? Okay, it was here, wasn't it? Yeah, so between game week 20... Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Chat, it's been far too long. So between game week 21 and 22, So if you're wondering why people are saying don't wildcard in 21, roll the transfer if you can, this isn't even everything, but the things we'll find out between Game Week 21 and Game Week 22, we'll get the EFL Cup semi-final results, which will tell us which teams blank in 26 and which teams double in 25. And by the way, we did get a double Game Week 25 announcement today. Man City and Brentford definitely double, but we don't know yet if Liverpool double. We also get the FA Cup 4th round results. And we get the FA Cup 5th round draw, which will directly impact which teams are most likely to blank in Game Week 29. We find out about the Haaland injury update. We get a Trent injury update. We see whether KDB is progressing and whether you want to have the because let's say, fingers crossed, I really don't want this to happen, but let's say KDB does pick up an injury, and let's say that Haaland's injury is worse than Pep's letting on, and Haaland's not available for 22. If those two things happen, you would want both Alvarez and Foden. Right, you would. You wouldn't want to sell Alvarez and Foden because they're going to continue to start. So that could happen. And we also get all of Salah's AFCON group stage games. So we'll have Salah could get knocked out in the group stage. You never know, but unlikely. But we'll have a lot of information about how Egypt are getting on AFCON. All of that is going to happen between Game Week 21 and Game Week 22. So for that reason, I think if you can hang on to Salah and Trent and not commit this week to selling one, I think it maybe makes a little bit more sense. And that's obviously why I'm not particularly keen on the wild card either. I hope that makes sense. How will you afford Haaland if you keep Salah? I can show you in a second, actually. Let me do that in a second. Actually, do you know what? Let me do that now. Let me move this guy over here. I will show you what my rough plan is. I'm not going to actually show you on like a hub. I'm literally just going to show you here. So if I just go into transfers. So the plan this week at the moment is potentially Son to Estepinian. Not Estepinian. I want Estepinian. Son to Richarlison. Right? And if I do roll, I would then go into next week, obviously, with just the one free transfer, but 2.6 million in the bank. If I don't take the hit, I should say. My preferred path then is Alvarez out for Haaland. And then, I can't do that, can I? It has to be bloody Darwin. Can I still afford it with Darwin? This is a good question, actually. I should know the answer to this. Yeah. And I've got 4.5 for that Trent spot. I could do Alvarez. I want to do Alvarez. I think if I'm bringing in Haaland because Haaland's available, I want to get rid of Alvarez, really, ideally, in an ideal world. So I think I have, 4.1, which, if there are no price changes, is Branthwaite. That's the plan. Now, if there are price changes, there isn't really a good £4 million defender. And therefore, I think if there are any price changes, or I just don't want to sell Alvarez for some reason, or I don't think Branthwaite's a decent option, then I think I would have to sell Darwin, and then I would have up to 4.5. But you can see it is possible to keep Salah and have Haaland. Now, is it possible to have both Haaland, Salah, and Trent? No, unless you sell like a Watkins. So if you say, well, Ross, I don't want to sell Trent, he's got an upcoming double probably, then you're getting into a position where you need to try and remove Ollie Watkins, but you obviously don't have the ability to do that without another move, or you remove someone like a Bukayo Saka and switch to like a 3-4-3, which again is fine, but in the absence of Salah, that would be a 4-3-3, which again doesn't put you in an ideal position, especially if Trent's out. I feel like that was a really confusing segment of this live stream, but essentially, I think the most likely move for me is to bring Haaland in and then bring Branthwaite in for Trent. It probably won't work out in that way. I may have to take a -8 hit at some point, or it may be that I have to just remove Salah anyway, but that's the current plan for me. Let me know what your plan is to get Haaland back into your team. I know it maybe seems like I'm doing a hell of a lot to try and keep Salah, and in all honesty, it's not necessarily because I'm desperately want to keep Salah. It's because I know that I want Salah back in 25, and I just think not only am I wasting one transfer to remove and one transfer to bring back, you always run the risk if you sell them, unless you leave money in the bank, that you won't have the money to go back to them. And you, again, remember, we have a bit of money tied up in these players as well. So it's not just if you sell Salah to, I don't know, Foden, you can't then just go straight back from Foden to Salah unless Foden goes up a load. And you probably wouldn't want to sell Foden anyway. So selling Salah is just going to make it difficult to get him back in. And we know we're going to want him back in if Liverpool double in 25. David Toft with a super chat says, 2 free transfers, Son to Richarlison, Maguire to Doughty, I think it is. Bench Trent and MS, Mohamed Salah. Yes. Yeah, that sounds good to me. That sounds good. I mean, if there is a possibility for you to make one transfer and then roll to next week. I do think that'll be valuable, but equally you could just attack it. Alfie Doughty's a great option to go for. 2 upcoming doubles, great attacking data, nice fixture in Game Week 21 as well. Obviously plays tonight, so yeah, I don't mind it. Shazam says, great videos this week, Ross. Thank you very much. 6. 5 videos and 1 stream this week. 6 pieces of content. Says, who should I captain this week? Richarlison, Saka, or Palmer? I'm going to probably go with Saka. I think the reasons for Saka and Palmer are identical. Penalties, set pieces, good data, home fixtures, all of the above, right? Saka and Palmer for me are like identical captains in the sense that they offer the same kind of thing. With Richarlison, it's a completely different one, right? We think he's on penalties, but we don't know. He's got much better expected goals because he loves tap-ins, right? He just gets into the position in the 6-yard box to tap in. But the game could potentially suit him, right? I think Man United and Spurs will go at each other. They're going to have to. Man United won't just sit back and defend. It could leave a little bit of space for Richarlison. Yeah, maybe Richarlison is an okay captain. I think for me, I probably prefer Saka and Palmer to Richarlison, though. I've seen some people looking at captaining Man United players. It's madness. It's madness. No, I don't mind it. I understand the logic, but I'm staying away personally. Ross, when will you use your wildcard? Do I still have that information? Do I still have that graphic? Yeah, I do. Let me 2 seconds, chat. Let me bring up this. What was the last thing I had here? It's not that one. It is this graphic here. Perfect. Right, there you go. For wildcard, one of these 4 weeks, and probably not 22, and I would say probably not 25, but I've not ruled it out. The most likely week that I am going to wildcard is either Game Week 30 or Game Week 33. But if you want more information around wildcards, I discussed it in today's video. I uploaded a video this morning. And yeah, I think 30 or 33 is the most likely for me. But I think if you've not yet used it and you think you want to use it a bit earlier, either Game Week 22, so next week, or Game Week 25 would probably be the one after that. Jay with the super chat. Thank you very much, Jay. I appreciate it. Says, hey, mate, do you think Zinchenko will start? Got Zinchenko and Bowen starting in my team with Gordon, Trent and Taylor on my bench. Already used -4 to get Bowen and Foden in. Take another -4 for Trent to Estepinian. Let me have a look if Emma has done her predictions yet for the upcoming game week. Let's have a look. Okay, Emma is posting her predictions as we speak. So we'll go back to those in a bit, which is, if you've not yet seen, there's an account called Jump the Wave. She does predictions where she basically contacts fans that all predict every week, and the more accurate the fan is, the more likely they are to stay on. So they're pretty accurate predictions, and I'll wait to see whether the general consensus is Zinchenko starts or not for you. So I'll keep an eye on that. And I think that will then impact what decision you make. Is Pau Torres starting? I'd love to know, in all honesty. The quote from... Let me find it for you. Let's go back here. And I think it was Ben Dinnery. Ben Dinnery. Here we go. The quote from Emery was, Pau Torres is with us, training with the group. And then he said, Tielemans is also working with us, blah, blah, blah. And then he said, about Tielemans and Pau, tomorrow, if everything goes well, remember they're playing on Sunday, so on Saturday, if everything goes well, maybe they could both be in the squad, as well as with the possibility to play. So, I mean, if Pau Torres is available, he starts. He's got to, because Villa haven't been particularly good defensively recently, and I think they've been missing Pau Torres. Tielemans, I could imagine, is just eased back in a little bit slower because it's been a longer-term injury. But it doesn't sound great, does it? The more I read that, what do you think, chat? I know Pau Torres is a very unique one because it's just me and a few others that own him. But if you own Pau Torres, do you think he starts? Tomorrow, if everything goes well, maybe they could be in the squad, as well as with the possibility to play. Is he going to start? Oh, it's frustrating, because if I got negative news, it made it easy. I just sell Pau Torres. But now I'm like, does it make sense to sell a player that may well be available? Maybe less so. So I don't know about Pau Torres, sadly. Anya Rag says, sadly, I have Trippier Livramento double up with Salah, Trent and Son. Thinking Son and Livramento to Estepinian and Saka for a -4. we'll have a bench of Trent, Salah, Archer, and Trippier starting, or should I just take the -8? I think that -4 sounds perfect. Estepinian and Saka in. Don't take the -8. I would just go for that -4 personally. João Pedro captain. Yeah, I don't mind it. I think he will start again. He's on penalties. It's a good fixture. Brighton tends to do, not that I think this matters too much, but Brighton tends to do pretty well against Wolves. Yeah, do you know what? I would be tempted to captain João Pedro. I think in weeks like this, I don't think there's one standout captaincy option. In fact, until Haaland or Salah are back, there probably isn't going to be a standout captaincy option, so why not? Daniel says, hello, first, thanks for all of the videos. I would love if you could explain what are fixtures. Wait, whoa, what's happening? I would love you to explain what are fixtures, why are they different for each week, why are they known on the web and have colours, and what do they mean? I don't understand. I don't know if this is a joke or not. Fixtures are the team that the match that the player is playing in, the team that they're playing against. They're different so that everyone can still play a game in that week. Hopefully that makes sense. Sorry, I don't know. I don't understand the question overly. I feel like I did a bad job of explaining what a fixture is. I've never been asked what a fixture is. Captain De Bruyne. Right. I'm looking at the chat. What is with the De Bruyne hype and love? What is with this? Talk to me. Talk to me about Kevin, because I don't see a world in which Kevin starts more than like 50, 60% of games at the moment. Taylor news. No, I wish we could get Taylor news. We don't have anything at the moment. Yeah, I think even if Kevin starts against Newcastle, maybe he starts against Burnley, but does he start then game week 23? And then in the double, he's definitely not starting both, is he? Like, I don't get it, really. Do you think Matty Cash will start? This was a prediction from FPL Villain. It's the best job I can do for you at predicting. There you go. I'll leave that on my screen for a second. That was the prediction from FPL Villain. The percentage is how confident he is that player starts. So if it's 50%, he thinks there's another player that could also start there. So Cash is at 55%. I think what he said is it could be Conser at right back and Diego Carlos at right centre back. He's got Pau Torres up at 75%. So Flapjack with the super chat. Just loads of eggs. Just loads of eggs. Thank you, Flapjack. I appreciate it. Eggs. Eggy, egg. Why don't you just put Salah and Trent in? I might start with Trent, actually. Someone did make that point that you never know, because Liverpool play next weekend. If Trent is available, then you might want him in. But to be honest, I just know that he's not. I just know that he's not going to be available. Well, I don't know that, actually. That's a lie. Haaland is now listed as red back 31st of January. Yeah, that's because Pep said he's not available, and the next deadline is the 31st of January. So I wouldn't stress too much. It's just that's the next deadline. But yeah, Haaland's not available for game week 21. Pep said that in the press conference. Yeah, I love João Pedro. Seems to be a lot of hype for João Pedro. I'm not going to talk you out of it. If I was on a wild card, I would definitely have João Pedro on my team. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Laura said, can you explain what is football, why football players look like normal human beings, and why do they run? Speaking of FPL Pickle, the missus has just messaged me. I'm sure she'll be tuning into the stream later. De Bruyne could be back now. Yeah, he's back. He'll be in the squad. We just don't know if he's going to start or not. But I don't think he'll start enough games for me to think that he's worth the amount of money you would pay. I still think Foden's a better pick than De Bruyne. Oh, no. Chat, Daniel, the guy that asked the question, said, I guess I will try asking questions where I'm not a joke. No, Daniel, you're not a joke. I just didn't know how to answer the question. I'm sorry. Pinnacle Conser is first sub for Taylor. Pinnock. Yeah, I'd have Pinnock ahead of Conser. Estepinian, JP, Richarlison in for a -8. Lascelles, Son, Archer out. means I can bench Trent, Salah, Bowen, Trent to Haaland next week. If I want Foden, I need to sell Salah to get to Haaland. Yeah, Rami, that sounds perfect. Well, not perfect because you have to take a -8, but as far as a -8 goes, that is a pretty good one. Any FPL buzz around new January signings as of yet, Ross? I am interested in Werner. Outside of that, no. There hasn't really been much January transfer market movement, has there, for the Premier League teams? I never knew FPL Pickle was Mrs. Raptor. Yeah, not that many people did. A few people guessed it, but not many did. Yeah, the old Pickle. The old Pickle is Mrs. Raptor. If you had to get rid of Bowen or Elise, who would you get rid of? Elise. Ross, what are your moves? I am likely to sell Son to Richarlison. I might just do that now. We're not going to get any news in the next... Do you know what? I won't. But Son to Richarlison is going to be my first move. And then I just need to decide whether to do Pau Torres to Estepinian for a -4. Do you know what? Let me run an early poll. Would you do Pau to Estepinian for a -4? Yes. No. Start poll. It would mean then obviously benching Taylor, and I would start Estepinian. Would you do Pau to Estepinian for a -4? Any Bournemouth versus Luton info? No, nothing yet. I think the most likely week for a Bournemouth-Luton game, I mean, it could literally go into any week, but I feel like 28 could happen. I don't think it will happen before 25. So my prediction would be the earliest game week, 27. I don't actually know if it can happen in 27. It will be. I reckon it will be 28 or beyond, would be my prediction. Where is -4 confirmed? You're a scam. Yeah, I know. I made that title before the Pau Torres update and I just didn't change it. Clickbait. Clickbait. I'm no better than any of those other YouTubers. Pau or Taylor will start, don't you think? I don't know, to be honest. This is the whole issue. If I knew, then I would make my decision a lot easier. I genuinely don't know. Private has asked, Tony and -4 next game week for Haaland or João Pedro and no -4 Haaland? Oh, João Pedro. João Pedro for sure. I would argue I prefer João Pedro regardless of the -4. I think João Pedro is probably a better option long term. He's at a much nicer price point as well. The next two fixtures after game week 21 for Brentford aren't ideal either. Paul says, how to get Haaland back? 5.1 in the bank and you've given me your team. Well, I mean, you've probably got to sell Salah in your position, Paul. I don't know if your team value is just really bad. I feel like you should have more money in the bank than that. You probably have to sell either Salah and then Alvarez, or you have to sell something like Saka and Watkins. So you've either got to bin off Salah or sell two slightly higher price players, if that makes sense. But, I mean, just look into it yourself. Look at the different combinations that you could put together. 65% of you would currently take a -4 for Estepinian. Oh, go on then. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe you could convince me to do it. Hi, Ross. It's been a while, mate. Would you prefer a -4 to bring in Doughty for Lascelles or a -4 to move Son to Foden Gross? I need to take a hit to field 11. I think I prefer. Yeah, I would go Son to Foden or Gross. Personally, I just think they've got higher upside and it sorts out an issue that you're going to have in your team for a little bit. Yeah, I do the Foden Gross move personally, mate. Mate. Yeah, this is it though. Yeah, Estepinian could be playing at left centre back, couldn't he? Sorry, I think I'm a bit blocked up, chat. I sound a bit nasally. I'm switching off my phone and we'll turn it back on after deadline before I take a -12. Good luck. I'm there for you if you need me. I'm there for you if you need me. This team is a stinker. So's your mum. After City play Newcastle away this game week, 4 of the next Premier League games are at home. Time to triple up on Man City. I could bring in Kyle Walker. I could do Pau Torres to Kyle Walker. You know? The reason that... Right, let me show you why I quite like the idea of keeping Pau Torres. If I do bring in Estepinian here, right, and then next week I want to bring in Haaland for Alvarez, but let's say... Hello? Why are you talking to me? I didn't... I set off my my AI. I don't want to say her name because it sets her off. You know, that gal. I can't do this. Nope. Wait. Chat, I'm having a mare. I forgot how to use a computer. Basically, what I'm trying to show you is I can't do this. Right? I would have to then sell Darwin. And I think there's more chance of me wanting to sell Alvarez than Darwin. If I don't do the Estepinian move and I keep Pau Torres, I then have the possibility to bring someone into this position to allow me to buy Haaland for a -4. Ignore the -8 part. It will be for a -4 next week. I think keeping Pau Torres and not buying Estepinian makes more sense for my team structure, but I just feel like I'm going to miss out. Like, their fixtures coming up now, if we just quickly take a look, they're just so good. Where's a Brighton player? Give me a Brighton player. Wolves at home, Luton away, Palace at home, Sheffield United away, Spurs away, Everton at home, Fulham away, Forest at home. I mean, this entire run here is beautiful. So I think Estepinian is a great transfer in at some point. So do I just do it this week? This also makes me want Pascal Gross, by the way, and I am still tempted, but I think Richarlison's the one for me at the moment. Although, alternatively, if I went Gross over... Okay, that's the other issue. Hear me out, chat. My brain is fried with all of these possible combinations. If I didn't go for Richarlison, but instead went for Pascal Gross, it does offer me the ability to do what I wanted, right? Across the next 2 weeks. 2 -4s. I could even potentially afford, if I wanted to, like a Gusto in there instead of Branthwaite. Is anyone going for Pascal Gross, chat? That's a possibility. That's a nice team. Yeah, lots of people interested in Pascal Gross. Richarlison or Foden. Yeah, I don't mind that. Gross. Oh, lots. Do you know what? Let me... Shall I run... I could maybe run a poll for Son Salah replacement. Foden. Who's your... Right, chat. Let me know in the chat. Who are you bringing in to replace Son and or Salah? Just spam in the chat the name that you're bringing in. Spam it in the chat. I will just choose the 3 most popular and I'll put other. I just want to... Okay, there are lots of grosses. God, there's a lot of Jotas as well. Garnachos, Richarlisons. Lot of Jotas. Wow, I did not expect that many Jotas. I think there are more grosses than Jotas, though. So I'm going to put gross in. And I'm going to put other comment. Cool, there are a lot of Jotas. Interesting. I didn't think there'd be that much Jota hype, considering we just don't know who's going to start. I've just run a poll in the chat. So Foden, Richarlison, Gross, or other comment. Garnacho, yeah. So I think the popular other picks looking like it is probably Saka if you don't already own Saka, of course. Like a few Jotas in there, a few Garnachos. There's a few KDBs, a couple of Dokus. Doku could be cheeky if you expect him to start. Let me just get my team back. I really don't know what to do. I hate this when I'm not sure. It's more entertaining for you, but it's difficult. Oh, Palmer. I think most people have Palmer now. But yeah, if you don't have Palmer, then Palmer's definitely up there as well. Yeah, but I think most people probably... If you don't have Palmer, then yeah, go for it. Basically. By the way, if you're one of the 4,000 people watching right now that is not currently subscribed to the YouTube channel, I'm trying to hit 110,000 subscribers. I'm currently 800 off. So if you could please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, I'd really appreciate it. And also liking the stream whilst you're down there as well. That would be lovely. Drop a like. Why don't you? Why don't you? You would keep Gross for longer than Richarlison. This is true. The other reason that I'm looking at Gross instead of Richarlison or even Garnacho is if Chelsea beat Middlesbrough in the second leg of the EFL Cup semi-final and they progress to the final, Richarlison will blank in game week 26. If Liverpool also blank in 26, and let's say I keep one of Salah and Trent, I won't be able to keep both. So I'm going to have Darwin, Salah, Son, Porro, Palmer. Oh no, not Son, Richarlison. Sorry. So Richarlison, Pedro, Porro, Palmer, Salah, Darwin. Right? 5 players blanking in 26. Not ideal. Not ideal. However, I would also have 5 players, probably 4 players doubling. Darwin, Salah, Foden, and then probably Haaland instead of Alvarez. So I'm just wondering, does Gross make more sense? Because it gives me one player that is definitely not going to blank in 26. But then again, if Chelsea don't turn it around against Middlesbrough, I'm going to regret that. Why are you keeping Salah? I just don't need to sell him. I just think it's going to make it so much harder. Unless you are selling him and then just not using the money, in which case I just don't think there's much value in selling him. It's just going to make it so much harder to bring him back in. What about free hit 26? No, I don't like free hit 26. It's just not a good week to free hit. When you look at the fixtures, when you look at what might be happening with 29, and when you also look at double game week 34 and 37, I can almost guarantee you that 26 will not be at least it won't be the most optimal time to free hit. It may well pay off for you, but on paper, there will be better weeks to free hit than 26. I'm looking at either 34 or 37 for a free hit, probably. Catch up with the super chats, Ross. Yes, thank you for reminding me. I did miss them. Anyone that super chatted, I'm going to answer you right now. Thoughts on my wildcard sent on Twitter. Unfortunately, I don't do that. I'm sorry you've super chatted and I now say that I don't do that. But I don't because it just sets a bad precedent if I'm just checking Twitter constantly and stuff. So I only check stuff on YouTube. But sorry. Emma says, playing my wildcard this week. What are the 2 best goalkeepers for the future game weeks? Currently got City 3 and Brighton 3. What do you think? If not David Raya, but even then, that's a bit of a risk that Ramsdale comes in at some point. I mean, you could go Alisson if you do want to just cover the Liverpool clean sheets. I would still probably go Areola and Dubravka. In all honesty, it doesn't look that likely that Newcastle will sign a goalkeeper. Areola and West Ham have improved recently. They still rotate quite nicely. I'd probably go Dubravka and Areola. It's just so cheap and easy. But if not, yeah, it'd probably be David Raya. Maybe Edison or Alisson if you want to spend the extra money. You could even still go for Emi Martinez if you fancied it. Isaac to Pedro for a -4. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Hi, Ross. Starting Areola or Martinez this week. I've got it wrong. The 3 weeks in a row now resulting in 24 points less. I don't think there'll be that many goals in the Everton Villa game, but I think on paper, Areola is the correct goalkeeper to start. Flip a coin. That is genuinely a coin. Just flip a coin. KG says, hey Ross, pick one of Diaz or Jota, or would you suggest a different mid that isn't Sterling, Richarlison or Saka? Pick one of Diaz or Jota. I think I prefer Jota. Chat, who do you prefer? Diaz or Jota? I think Diaz's minutes will be slightly better, but I think Jota's just the greater goal threat. I think most people would probably agree with me on Jota there. Need both Taylor and Archer to play. By the way, the only other mids that I would suggest, KG, is probably Pascal Gross or Garnacho that you don't already own. Or maybe Palmer. Palmer, Garnacho, or Pascal Gross. Need both Taylor and Archer to play to have a full 11. Also need Archer to stay so that I can get Haaland next game week. So play Archer or do a -4 by getting rid of Son. I don't think Archer will start, but he should play. I don't know about Taylor. I would probably take a -4 and get rid of Son, though, Danny, in your position. It just looks like you've got too many players potentially out. Vladimir says, hi, Ross. Bench Saliba, Konsa, Gusto, or Porro. That's a good position to be in that you've got options. I would probably bench Konsa from those 4. Yeah, I'd probably go Konsa. Ty says, Gross and Darwin or Pedro and Jota. Oh, that is tough. I would go Gross and Darwin. Gross and Darwin. I love Darwin Nunez, though. Afternoon, Ross. I hope you're doing good. I'm doing well. Thank you, JSY. Would you bench Taylor or Trippier? I would bench Trippier, but I would expect you to get Trippier anyway, because I don't think Taylor will play tonight, based on what we've heard. But he could do. He definitely could do. Don't worry, I'm catching up with the super chats. I've just seen 2 people say I missed their super chat. I'm getting there slowly. Sell Saliba for Estepinian in order to afford Haaland next week. Yeah, he could do. I mean, I don't love the idea of selling Saliba this week, but I guess if it sets you up for next week, unless you can just roll and do it next week, then I would just do that. Surely I have to wildcard. Flagged Son, Salah, Taylor, Bowen, Simicas. 1 free transfer. Team Mubama, Gordon, Saliba, Gabriel, Porro, Alvarez, Watkins. Yeah. It is moving towards a wild card, that team, by the sounds of it. If you have Mubama, Simicas, Bowen, Taylor, Salah, Son, I would take the -8 and just suck it up and then play the wild card next week if you need it. But I also think that you are in a position where you are much closer to needing a wild card than most other people. So I don't hate the idea of it, Roger Max. Sell Pau or Trent for Estepinian, Taylor in my 11. I'm in exactly the same position. I think I'd rather sell Pau Torres than Trent. Hi, mate. Bruno or Foden for Son? Foden. Is Foden the best Salah Son replacement? With the confirmed double in 25, yes, I probably would say so. And back to the poll, Foden has got 50% of the votes at the moment. So 50% of you are bringing in Son and Salah, for bringing in Foden to replace Son and or Salah. And then you have to remember that I would say probably 20% already own Foden, maybe 30% of the people watching. So that means that Foden, without captaincy, is going to be probably at about 70% ownership amongst engaged managers. So Foden's ownership is going to shoot up. It's probably the week he'll get benched or something, isn't it? I shouldn't put that into the universe, really, but you never know. You never know with Pep. Never know what you might do. Costa says wildcard, and you've given me a wildcard. Trusty. I haven't seen Trusty in anyone's team. Foden, Garnacho, Palmer, Saka, Richarlison, Haaland, Pedro, Tony. Honestly, mate, that's like perfect. I like the Garnacho Palmer midfield because it does leave you so much flexibility to move back to Salah. So yeah, really nice. Got KDB early, only Robinson on the bench, wildcard. There's a chance KDB starts, and even if he doesn't start, there's a very good chance KDB features in some regard. So I don't think having KDB would definitely not force me towards a wildcard. In my opinion, anyway. Paul says, replying to my earlier question, my squad value is 104.7. I can do Darwin to Pedro and Alvarez to Haaland and still have 0.2 left. Thoughts? Yeah, actually, that does work. Do you know what? I don't mind that. Yeah. Yeah, I like that, Paul. I mean, losing Darwin isn't perfect, but losing Alvarez feels like it's a good time to do so. I don't mind that. Hopefully, price changes don't stop that from happening, though. Fabian Schär to Estepinian or play Schär for the future, too. I would just play Fabian Schär, I think. Oh, although, yeah, you're going to want Estepinian in, aren't you? But the thing is, from GameWeek 23, Fabian Schär is a brilliant option. The fixtures are really there. I would keep Fabian Schär. Super differential captain in Estepinian, no Foden or Saka. Chat, what do we think of Estepinian captain? I don't like captaining defenders. All you need, let's say Lewis Dunk slips and the ball gets to like Cunha, and Cunha puts it bottom corner, all of a sudden you need an attacking return from Estepinian. And whilst he's capable of that, if he's playing at left centre-back again, he's less likely to. You're so reliant on a clean sheet for a team that's only kept one clean sheet this season. I'm not a big fan of Estepinian captain. Son or Trent to Foden or Estepinian or roll. Play Gahey. I would just do Son to Foden and play Gahey. Would I? I mean, he's not going to keep a clean sheet, Gahey, is he? No, I would go double move, Omar. I would make double moves. Considering they're for free, yeah, I would go double. It will probably force you into a hit next week, but it feels okay. Is Gordon being overlooked? Great home record, cheap and upcoming great fixtures. It's just the next two aren't perfect, but from Game Week 23, absolutely, I'm interested in Gordon. Just replying to Mrs. Raptor, 2 seconds. There we go. Simicast to Estepinian -4. Start Gordon or Taylor. Yes to the Simicast move. Start Gordon or Taylor. I'd start Gordon. I'd still start Gordon ahead of Taylor, I think, yeah. But why not put Salah and Trent in no matter what? Because Salah's at AFCON, right? Salah's not playing. Trent, there's just no chance it's going to happen. And I just don't like it. I just don't like it. You know what? They're not playing, then I'm not having them in my team. It's like an OCD thing. I don't want to put red flag players in my team. Have you made your moves already? God, no. Can you imagine if this was my team after moves? No, I've still got one free transfer. The plan at the moment is to sell Son to Richarlison or Gross. I've got this weird feeling about Pascal Gross. Chat, Pascal Gross or Richarlison? Gross or Richarlison? Let me just look at the poll. Oh, God, that's not helped. 19% of people have said Richarlison, 20% have said Gross. Do you know what that means it's time for, chat? When we are unsure, we spin the wheel. We spin the wheel. Jickety says, already have a route back to Salah, have Bowen, early transfer. Do I take a -4 for Salah to Richarlison Foden or -8 for Bowen to the other two, one of the other two? Oh, so do Bowen out as well for a -8. I was like, I can't work out that question at all. I would just do the 1. I would just do the 1. To be fair, you could even do Bowen instead of Salah. But I would just do the 1 move. I don't think you need to make both. Right. I'll get back to the super chats in a second. I think it's time to spin the wheel. Okay, that's what time it is. Time for the wheel of destiny. Give me. I'm not going to sing. Right. Give me a Son and Salah replacements. We are going to, once and for all, get the official best Son and Salah replacement, courtesy of the wheel. Do you know what? We're going to get the top 3. We are taking this seriously. We're going to get the top 3. Give me all of them now. Remind me who you're replacing Son and Salah with. So I've got all of the options here. We are going to get the top 3. And because we are going to get the top 3, it's just spun once. It means they are the best, then the second best, then third best. I haven't even got Richarlison on here. I thought I typed him in. Gordon, people want him there? Can I put Gordon on there? Neto. People want the Neto on there. God, that is a wheel with many what's the word I'm looking for? Options on there. KDB. I don't think I can put many more on there because it like breaks my computer, and I don't want to risk breaking. I'm just going to leave it there. There are other options. I know there are, but Erdegaard is one I should really put on there, shouldn't I? Right, that is the final option because it's going to break my computer, and then the stream will end, and then it won't be. Oh, my camera's gone. Code red. Do you know what? I thought I'd sorted my camera the other day. I thought it had actually finally started working, and I found out that it hadn't. It hadn't started working. We'll spin the wheel once my face is back. I feel like you need the reaction in there as well. In the meantime, I'm going to answer a couple of your questions whilst we wait. It hasn't already broke my PC. That was just my camera freezing at the same time. AFC Flows says, benches flagged, starting Cash and Archer. Cash to Estepinian for a hit, or Archer to Pedro for a hit, and sacrifice Slanky Watkins for Haaland next week. I would go Archer to João Pedro. Archer to João Pedro for me. What are your opinions on dead ending into the game at 25? I have Foden, Richarlison, Palmer, Saka, Bowen, Estepinian, Porro. No Salah, Trent. No Salah, Son, Trent, or Haaland. Yeah, I don't mind that in your case then, Dylan. That's not a bad option at all. Do we know when Bowen is out until? Let me see if the camera's working yet, or if I need to go again. Oh, it is. No, I think Bowen will be back for game week 22, it looks like. Or at least it doesn't look like he's out too long term at the moment. Nkunku, Son, Salah, Bowen, 2 free transfers. What would you do? I would sell Nkunku and Son and keep Salah and Bowen. Yeah, I'd sell Nkunku and Son. You definitely have an eidetic memory. I do have like a semi-eidetic memory. Thank you. Also, start 2 of Jota, Richarlison, or Solanke. I think you've got a bench Solanke there, but I don't love that. Salah to a less than £6.1 million midfielder, or roll and play Gusto. I'd roll and play Gusto. Colwell or Gordon first bench? Gordon. Sakeem says, Sarabia or Neto on wildcard, and is Alanga close? I don't know about Alanga, sadly. I think Neto is better longer term, but Sarabia's data has been awesome. Right, let me spin the wheel. Let me spin the wheel. Right, so whoever spins on first is the best option. Whoever it spins on second is the second best option. Whoever it spins on third is the third best option. That's how we're running it today. Oh, God, it breaks the computer. Oh, it's not good. Oh, dear. No, this isn't what I needed. The wheel. The wheel. This is not what I needed right now. I needed some clarity. I was already tempted by big boy Pascal. I was already tempted by big boy Pascal. I call Mrs. Raptor Pascal when she's been gross. I say that's Pascal. And she says it's like a dad joke, but the will is being Pascal right now. Right, Pascal Gross is the best. Salah and Son replace. Yeah, the will is gross. Thank you, Aryan. Yeah, I agree. Or Orion. It's probably Orion, isn't it? Orion. Yeah, I'm going to go Orion. Right, Gross is the best option. According to the will, of course. Chat, what's this? Look how many options are on the wheel. How on earth has that spun on Pascal Gross twice? Do I just bring in Pascal Gross? How? No, but really, what is the... Someone tell me the probability of that spinning on Pascal Gross twice. Absolute joke. That means Pascal Gross brace. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. All right, Pascal Gross is the first and second best option. I swear to God, if this spins on Pascal Gross again, we're going to have bloody words. Words. Okay. Do you know what? No, do you know what? I actually kind of slightly agree with the will. So apparently the first best replacement for Son and Salah is Gross. The second best option is Philippe Foden. Philippe. And the third best option, I've already got Foden, of course, be Richarlison. Make me want Richarlison. There we go. Pascal Gross, Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne, according to the will. And the will is never wrong, apart from every week when the will was wrong. But, you know, we'll ignore that part. Your suffering is making this an absolutely world-class stream. Do you know what? Welcome to my stream, because I always suffer. When was the last time I didn't suffer? You know, but thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate that. So sorry I joined late. You never have to apologise for joining late. In case this is already covered, that's absolutely fine. Any news on Taylor? No, we don't currently have any news on Taylor. I would predict he's not going to start based on the fact that the company, I almost said Deitch then, the company said he's got a chronic issue rather than acute. I would say that Taylor's unlikely to start. Would you do Taylor or Maguire to Estepinian for a -4 or neither? I don't mind Maguire to Estepinian for a -4. I don't mind that move. Luis Diaz to Gross or roll. Enjoy your weekend. I will enjoy my weekend, thank you. I would roll. I think Luis Diaz is absolutely fine. I think he'll start. The chances of that spinning twice was 1 in 196, someone's just told me, and I think that sounds about right. 1 in 196. And I did it. Or the Will did it. Captaincy poll. Yeah, let's run a captaincy poll. Absolutely. Game week 21 captaincy poll. Chat, who you're captaining? I need the third most popular option. Don't tell me who you're captaining if it's Saka or Palmer. Saka and Palmer are already on there. Let me know in the chat if you're captaining anyone other than Saka and Palmer. I just need my third option. Julio says you missed my super chat, Ross. Did I? Okay. Yeah, I'll answer that in a second, Julio. I've just seen it. I'll get that. Watkins, Foden, Gross, Watkins, Foden. It's probably Watkins or Foden, but I'm going to go Watkins just because he's higher owned at the moment. And then I'll put other. I really listen, again, if anyone from YouTube is watching this stream right now, which is very unlikely, please let me put more than 4 options on a poll. It drives me nuts. Let me do 6 or 8. 8 would be great. 8 would be great. That rhymes. I'm like Dr. Zeus. Right, let me get that super chat for you, Julio. Bringing in Gross for Son in lieu of Foden allows me to bring in Haaland without a hit. Is Foden a better option in this scenario still? So your question, Julio, then, is Foden 4 points better than Gross? I suppose it depends what the hit is, but yeah, probably. Especially with the upcoming double game week in 25, I probably would prefer to bring in Foden ahead of Pascal Gross and take the -4 next week. Just about. I think that is close, though. Yeah, we'll spin the wheel for captaincy in a bit. Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll give the wheel a bit of a break. He worked hard there. He worked hard. I can't believe that spun on Pascal Gross twice. Outrageous. By the way, chat, you've got about an hour and 20 minutes till the deadline. I just want to confirm, just in case you weren't sure, the deadline is at 6:15. Right? 6:15. Bit of a weird time because the first game's at 7:45. So 6:15 deadline. You might have to remind me of that as well. The only thing that I would say with captaincy, if I want to give you a bit of advice, but I said this on Twitter before, but just in case you didn't see that tweet. Game week 21 is spread across 2 weekends, right? So we've got these games here, which is the first weekend. And then we've got these games here, which is the second weekend. In FPL, anything can happen, right? But especially when your player doesn't play for an entire week after the deadline, it feels like a lot could go wrong if you captain and vice-captain 2 players here. So in my opinion, either your captain or your vice-captain should play in that first weekend. So for me, I'm currently leaning towards a Saka captaincy, but he plays next weekend. So I think I'm going to stick the armband on Palmer, right? Because Palmer plays this weekend on Saturday morning. And before you give me all that nonsense about Palmer won't do well because it's the early kickoff, boom. Early kickoff 18-pointer. That shut you up, didn't it? So, yeah, I don't mind the fact that Palmer's playing early. Maybe Palmer loves early kickoffs. Maybe Palmer's going to haul again. Who knows? But I just wouldn't captain and vice-captain someone from the second weekend. Here is my starting lineup. Nice. 2 free transfers, 0.4 in the bank. What are your thoughts? I mean, Gabby Jesus presents a potential issue for you, and so does Bowen. I would probably do, if that was my team, I would probably do Bowen to Foden. If not that, then I think Gabriel Jesus to João Pedro or Tony also works. Yeah, I would probably go like that. I would probably go Bowen to Foden or Gabriel Jesus to João Pedro. Could you name me a punt for the game tonight? A punt? I mean, Doughty's the player, but he's not a punt, is he? Because he's like well known as a player. Don't know. Someone like an Amdouni? I don't know. Has he even been starting? Yeah, he's still getting enough minutes, but he'd come off early. But yeah, maybe like an Amdouni. Not awful data. 0.21 expected goals. I don't really know. No one outside of Doughty I wouldn't want, I don't think. Sadly. Don't think any of them are good options. Trent and Son to Saka and Estepinian for a -4. Doesn't sound too bad. Or just Son to Saka for free. We'll have 11 playing players. Taylor, Trent, Salah on the bench doing the one transfer. I mean, if you've got 11, I would probably just do the one transfer, yeah. How likely is Tony going to start? If he does, could be a very differential captain. I don't know, but I would be very surprised if Tony doesn't start and probably get 80 plus minutes. I would be surprised. That would be my prediction. Did any of you subscribe when I asked earlier? 50 of you did. Chat, I said I need 800 subscribers and 50 of you did. It's outrageous. Outrageous. No, but if you could subscribe, I would appreciate it. You seemed so adamant about captaining Saka yesterday. I don't think I did. I don't think I did at all. I said both Saka and Palmer are brilliant and I'll choose between them, but I'm leaning towards Saka. I still feel that way. I still feel like Saka and Palmer are the best two captaincy options and I still think both are fine, but I am leaning towards Saka. I subscribed when you still had hair. I never had hair on YouTube, so wrong. False accusation? Accusation. False. I had a bit of a wisp then. I don't know why. You were on Captain Saka. I'm still on Captain Saka. Are you looking at a different screen to me? I've got Captain Saka here. Captain Saka is the captain. What is everyone talking about? Is Taylor starting? I honestly don't know. My prediction would be no, but I don't have a clue. I also don't know that we'll even get Burnley early team. Like, why would we get early Burnley team news? Who's going to provide early Burnley team news? No, early Burnley, blah, blah, blah. No one's going to provide it for us, I don't think. Sadly. I would love it, but I don't think we'll get it. So I think we just got to take a risk. KG says, would you take a -12 or just wildcard? I'd in most cases, -12. Would I bring in Haaland in a wildcard? On a wildcard, I would have Haaland on the bench, yeah. -12 is too much to bring in Foden. Oh, the -12 is to bring in Foden, Ødegaard, João Pedro, and Estepinian for Salah, Son, Archer, and Taylor. Yeah, I would -12 KG. I don't think this is a good week to wildcard. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There are better weeks to wild. Unless you've already activated it, in which case go for it, of course. Then you don't have a choice. But I'm taking Gross. I don't blame you. I kind of want Pascal. I do want Pascal Gross. I could bring in Gross and Estepinian this week, but I also just think Richarlison, his data is just so good. Like, when I was looking at it the other day, if you look across the last 6 weeks, for non-penalty expected goals, Richarlison is top. Oh, you can't see that. My bad. I didn't switch the screen. For non-penalty expected goals over the last 6, we've got Richarlison in first, Calvert-Lewin in second, by the way, then Darwin, then Solanke. Then if you go big chances over the last 6, Richarlison is first with 7. His data is just so good, and his expected assists aren't even that bad at 0.29. I mean, the data is just... oh, that's total, isn't it? Not per 90. Okay, expected assists is actually quite bad. Ignore what I just said there. But the goal threat is unbelievable. If we go per 90... Right, ignore more. Right, none of these players have played any minutes. Yeah, Richarlison, again, per 90 is top at 0.82. I mean, Richarlison is just brilliant. The data is so good. I'm not talking about as a footballer. I know people don't like Richarlison, they don't like watching him and whatnot, but from a data perspective, you can't really beat him. You can't really beat him. So I think I have to go Richarlison instead of Gross, sadly. Hey, mate, I'm saving for Haaland. If I sell Salah and spend the money, I can't get him back. With that in mind, Son to Bernardo or just keep Salah? And just keep Salah. I like the idea of either keeping Salah or having a very, very clear route back to him. I don't like the idea of just selling Salah and seeing what happens. I think that's a disaster waiting to happen because you'll end up having to take a big hit, wildcard, or sell a player you don't want to sell and maybe even take a hit as well. So I think I'm leaning more and more towards just keeping Salah during AFCON. Kieran says, happy belated New Year, Eggy. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Wishing everyone a boatload of FPL points. Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be nice if every week we could all get green arrows? Sadly, the game wouldn't work, but... Liverpool fans. Do you know what? Even non-Liverpool fans, people watching at home, who do you think is on penalties in the absence of Salah? I think there are three options. I think it's either McAllister, Szoboszlai, or Darwin, but I'm interested to see what you guys think. McAllister. Do you know what? Should we run a poll? Let's run a poll because captaincy's done. So for captaincy, in case you can't look at the poll right now, 48% of people are captaining Saka, 33% Palmer, 8% Watkins, and 11% other. I'm going to run a poll. Start a poll. Who will be on pens in the absence of Salah? McAllister. Oh my god, chat, how do I spell Szoboszlai? Szoboszlai. I think it's like that. Sorry if I've misspelled Szoboszlai. Darwin. And then other. I've definitely misspelled Szoboszlai then. Oh well. You think Trent? Can you imagine once Trent's back if he steps up and just slots a penalty in the back of the net? That'd be from an FPL perspective. That'd be wild. I know Szoboszlai won't be fit, or might not be fit for this week, but just regardless, who would be first choice? I think it probably is McAllister, but I spelled Szoboszlai correct. Oh, outrageous. That's good. No, I do think it is probably McAllister. I just think there is a chance that it's Darwin. Again, Darwin has taken 2 penalties this season, one for Uruguay and one for Liverpool. He scored both of them. Hi, Ross. What are your thoughts on FPL manipulating prices as over 2 million sold Salah, 1.7 million sold Son, and only 0.1 price fall? Keep up the great content. I've noticed with the expensive players, FPL are trying to not make them too cheap. Because let's be honest, with the amount that Haaland's been sold, Haaland should have dropped more than he has. Haaland should have probably dropped to like 13.5, 13.6. But I think they're wary that they've already made the prices really cheap. And if you make the prices really cheap and then premiums get mass sold when Salah goes to AFCON and Haaland got injured, and then Salah and Haaland become like, I don't know, like 13.5 for Haaland and Salah down at like 13. It's like, there's some weird people in the chat. It makes it so much easier to squeeze everyone in. Sorry, Chris has just tweeted dog farts repeatedly in the chat. And then he's just put dog and then farts. Who puts dog farts in an FPL live stream? I don't get you, Chris. You're being a bit strange, I must admit. So yeah, anyway, what's my opinion on that? I understand it, but it would be nice to get some sort of transparency. Well said, Chris. Someone just said. Oh, no. Stop it, chat. You've been weird. Hey, Ross, can you oil me up? I don't even know in what context that is, but yes. Finn says Zebra Thanksgiving. What does that mean? Why is everyone being weird? You're all being really weird. God. Are other people's FPL live streams like this one? I don't think so. Pigeon farts. Can we get back to FPL chat, please? What is going on? Bowen to Gross for a -4 or play Branthwaite instead of Bowen. I kind of like Bowen to Gross, you know, but for a -4, it makes it a bit trickier. Maybe just play. I think the optimal play is to probably play Branthwaite. Let's say that you had to wildcard this week unless you wanted to take a -20. Would you sell both Son and Salah? Any wildcard tips for us this week? Yes, I would sell Son and Salah, but I would probably have, thinking about it, I'd probably have Garnacho and Palmer in midfield, and I would have Haaland. So have Haaland, have Garnacho and Palmer, go cheap in on your 5th defender, and what that should allow you to do is have a structure in place where it's possible to have Trent, Salah, and Haaland. I think set up your structure in a way that allows you to get back to Salah really easily. I wouldn't stress about Son. I don't think Son's as much of a stress, given what we now know about Spurs probably banking in 26, not doubling anytime soon. And also the fact that Werner's come in, they've got Richarlison as an option, Maddison could be back soon. I don't think having Son is a real priority at the moment. So I think, yes, have a plan to get to Salah for 25, but don't worry too much about a plan to get back to Son. What's your route back to Haaland? Selling Alvarez and Trent, probably. And if I don't want to sell Trent, then I have to sell Salah. Unless I sell Saka or Watkins. I've not ruled out selling Saka or Watkins, but I think I'm more likely to sell Trent. Mr. Raptor, would you consider yourself a nice person? Yeah, I pride myself on being kind. I would consider myself a nice person, yeah. Pete says, Son to Foden means I must sell Salah next week for Haaland or Trent to a £4 million defender. If gross, it sells Saka to a 5.7 or Trent to a 5.4 like Estu. Which one? I'd go Pascal Gross, Pete. It sounds like it leaves you so much more flexible, but I do think Foden is really good as an option. So like, if you want to go for the Trent to £4 million defender option, great. But that gross, that just makes it look... It looks so much easier for you to get to where you need to be. Moses says Trent to Estepinian and Salah or Bowen to transfer out. Trent to Estepinian looks fine. If you need to sell Salah or Bowen, I'd probably prefer to sell Bowen than Salah, I think. Because there's no confirmation Bowen's back for 22. And I just think if you sell Salah, it's going to be hard to get him back in. Even if you feel like you've got a route back to him, I feel like it could be... And that's not to say I won't sell. I could sell Salah next week. I'm not saying that I definitely won't. I'm just starting to err towards thinking that if you can keep Salah, it makes sense. What's your max dumbbell chest press, Ross? 38 kilos. It's a very specific question. There is your answer for it. 38 in both hands, of course, that is dumbbell. Is the FPL Raptor name inspired from Friends? No, it's from Toronto Raptors. What are your thoughts on Rashford? I like it. This is a very Rashford game. He looks a lot better recently, but do I think Rashford's a great transfer all of a sudden? No, I don't. I think people are getting a little bit too overly excited by Rashford. I do. Who's the best Liverpool midfielder? Jota. Yes, Jota, for sure. For me, anyway. I don't mind Diaz, but I prefer Jota. Is Bowen confirmed out for 21? I don't know, like, fully confirmed, but it sounds very likely, yeah. Best 5k time, Raptor. It was like 26 minutes, 40 seconds or something like that. It was just under 27 minutes, my best 5k time. I don't really run, if you're wondering why that's not a particularly good 5k time. Oh, my back. I don't know if you heard that. That's gross. That's Pascal. Ouch. If you heard that on the mic, wow. That was loud. Bruno, I can't get on board with Bruno Fernandes. I can't. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I would love to. That's a pretty poor 5k time. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's because I don't run 5ks. I felt relief after that back crack. So did I. Is Doughty a good pick? Yeah, I would say if you're looking to bring in a defender at the moment, I would go Estepinian, Walker, Doughty in that order. I think they're the 3 best defenders. Start Trent just in case. I mean, you could, yeah, you could. If that would make people happy, I would do it. Let me do that. Let me do that. There you go. Something like that. Just in case the boy is back. There we go. Captain Jota? I just don't... like. Do I think Jota will start? Absolutely. My prediction for the front 3 for Liverpool would be Diaz, Jota, Darwin. But Harvey Elliott could start on the right. Darwin could start through the middle. And then you've got Diaz or Jota for the left. And you could say, well, Darwin starts on the left. Well, then you could still see Gakpo through the middle. I do think Jota will start, but I'm not sure I feel confident enough about that. Thoughts on whether KDB starts game week 21 basis Pep's presser today? I still think KDB will be on the bench, but it does sound like he is ready to start. And I suppose if KDB is ready to start in such an important game, maybe you do start him. Planning Son to Richarlison. Is it worth using a second transfer to avoid starting one of Gordon or Mikalenko? Would likely do Estepinian or Foden. No, I would just start Gordon. I would just start Gordon, I think. I think that's fine. Gordon could do something against Man City. You never know. Do you like Andy? Let's talk FPL. Yeah, I love Andy. Andy's great. I've met Andy a few times in real life. Andy's a great guy. No issues with me. 9 players and Pau, Charlie Taylor, Bowen, Salah, Trent. Burn the second free transfer or risk it. Could go Bowen to Richarlison. I would probably use the second free transfer in all honesty. I don't think you get 11 players there. 6 flags and Livramento, what do I do? Depends who the other flag players are. Depends how many free transfers you have. Depends how much money you have in the bank. Depends on so many different things. Depends who your available players are. But I would say, yes, you are starting to move towards wildcard territory if you've got 6+ flag players that are unlikely to start. And on top of that, you've got other players that are issue and maybe only 1 free transfer. Then, yeah. I think you only play the wildcard this week if a -12 doesn't sort you out. I can field a full team, but then I have Archer, Lascelles and Zinchenko starting. Well, then that's not really a full team. Yeah, it's not really a full team, is it? 1 free transfer, 1.9 in the bank. Son, Salah and Trent on the bench. Any advice? I would do Archer to João Pedro and Lascelles. How much would you have after that? You'd have a bit of money in the bank. Archer to João Pedro and Lascelles to Doughty. Can you afford that? If you can afford that, I would do that. Archer to João Pedro, Lascelles to Doughty. But I don't know if you do. I can't really work out the funds in my head, but I think you should have enough money for that. Bob. Hello, Bob. Just such a great name, Bob. 3 letters, 2 of them the same. Bob says, I've done Son to Gross and Taylor is my 11th player. Should I do Trent to Estepinian or roll? Would fund Haaland next week? I'd be tempted, yeah. I'd be tempted. If I could do Estepinian in for free this week, I probably would. The only reason I'm skeptical is for me it's a hit, and I also have Pau Torres who could feature. Do I play Doughty, Saliba or Pedro Porro? All 3 of them. I don't know who else you've got in your defence, but all 3 of them. Do you think Mubama will start? I actually do, yeah. I do, but I've also seen quite a few West Ham fans predict that he doesn't. So I would probably lean towards trusting West Ham fans more than you trust me. Would you play Gakey or use transfer to do Son to Foden? Probably do Son to Foden, really, for me. What are your changes this game week, Ross? I'll be selling Son for Richarlison, and then I might leave it there. I'm going to ask what you think about this, chat. So the question that I'm posting in the poll, do you think one of Trent, Pau Torres or Taylor feature this week? Do you think I'll basically have 11 players? Let me know if you think one of my defenders will feature to give me a full team this week. Please let me know. And please say yes. I've done Son to Gross. Nope, I've answered that one. That was Bob's question. Great, Bob. Bowen to Saka for a -4 with Diaby on the bench. Diaby to Richarlison for a -4 with no bench. Play Diaby with no bench. Keep Bowen. What did FPL Villain say regarding... What was his prediction for Diaby? He's only got Diaby at 65%. I would be tempted by... Wait, which option was it? Bowen to Saka with Diaby on the bench. I'd be tempted by. Just about. Feature yes, start no. But are Pau Torres and Taylor the type of players that will come off the bench? Or would they just start? I feel like if they're fit, they start, right? Both of them. McAtee to Gross for a -4. Yeah, don't mind it. Are you not making transfers? I am. I just don't need to make them right now. Torres will start. He's back now. Yeah, maybe. But is he fully fit? Because he only started training a few days ago. Is he fully fit? Less confident about that one. To be fair, he might have had like 2 training sessions in him, maybe 3. That's probably enough. If he's been in full training, that is probably enough. God, that's a tricky one. Pau won't be... Yeah, see, this is what... Like, I'm not saying Nathan knows everything, but this is the kind of worry that I have. Why risk Pau Torres when they've got a bit of a break after this? Right, Aston Villa can go and take a break now. Maybe they just start Pau Torres in game week 22. I know I'm going to sell Son. I just need to decide if I need to make a defender transfer for -4. God, my vision went blurry there. That's no fun. My glasses need to focus. Garnacho or Richarlison? I like Garnacho, but Richarlison's definitely the better pick unless Garnacho offers you a route back to Haaland that is much, much easier. And you think Garnacho will get close to... Doesn't even need to be that close, but close enough to Richarlison. I don't get how you'll get Haaland in. Can you explain again? Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's just selling Trent. Right, so my move this week is Son to Richarlison. There's loads of people asking about my Haaland plan, so here it is. Son to Richarlison this week. Next week, Alvarez out. Haaland in. And then in this spot here, I'm hoping there aren't any price changes which prevent this, but I think there will. It's Branthwaite in for Trent. However, I think that I think Haaland will go up. I think Trent could go down again. And if that's the case, I'll only have 4 million for this spot. Now, I don't think there are any particularly good £4 million defenders, sadly. Right? Evans, but not fully nailed when everyone's back. Then it's probably Van Heck, who, again, is playing 90 at the moment, right? But once everyone's fit, is Van Heck nailed? I don't know. I'd be tempted. Outside of that, Bell, because Luton are going to double twice. Like, basically, it's not ideal. I think Branthwaite's definitely the better one. But there are options. So that's the plan. If it's down to 3.9, it would be Bell. Right? Bell's the only one that I can see myself going for. I think. Yeah. I'm unlikely to go elsewhere. So, could look something like this. Not ideal. If I don't want to sell Trent, though, then it's Salah is the only other way I can do it. And if that's the case, then I obviously have a lot more flexibility in what I do at that point. I could bring in Gordon. I could bring in Pascal Gross. I could bring in another Man City asset like Bernardo Silva if I want to go for the triple City attack. Selling Salah's the easiest route, but then let's say I do something like that, then again, how am I getting Salah back? It might be selling Saka at a future date, but that doesn't feel great. So we'll decide next week, but the options are open. I don't know if KDB will start. I'm just not sure. People still seem like I'll just sell Darwin next week if I can't do it, because I was doing that with selling Alvarez. If I get to a point where like price changes mean I can't afford that at all, then I'll just sell Darwin rather than Alvarez. It's not the end of the world. Sorry, chat. Just messing in Mrs. Raptor again. Yeah, sorry, just doing the super chat now. Sell Trippier to help fund Haaland. Don't mind it, but again, from 23, you're going to want Trippier. Gut feeling with his upcoming fixtures, he'll be a great differential. Keeping will force me to sell Darwin Watkins instead of Alvarez. I'd probably sell Darwin. Like, I love Darwin and I want to try and keep Darwin, but I agree that with the fixtures from GameWeek 23 for Newcastle, Trippier is probably going to be a really nice differential. As long as they can start to find a bit of form again. The issue is Joelinton's injured. How much will that affect them? Probably quite a lot. What move is the pickle doing? That's what I was just asking. I was just asking where she's at. I'll let you know when she replies. Deadline in just under an hour, by the way. 6:15 deadline. 6:15 deadline. Tempted to Captain Doughty. No, not for me. But you could go for it if you want. I bet she's getting gross. Yeah, she may well be. Yeah, she may well be. Just subscribed to your YouTube channel. Good FPL content. Thank you. I appreciate that. What do you think of Gomez on Wildcard? Not for me. Not for me. Any chance Bowen will be fit for this game week? He has 9 days to recover. Maybe. They said 2 to 3 weeks. So maybe. Maybe. Darshil says, Foden or Richarlison? Oh, I think if you don't own Foden, I'd still be slightly more tempted by Foden than Richarlison, I think. Also, 2 years. Crazy. Keep up the good work, Ross. 2 years is a long time, my man. Thank you for being here for 2 years. That's awesome. I appreciate the support a lot. Is Taylor starting? No idea. No idea. I honestly don't think we're going to get early Burnley team news. I can't imagine anyway. Ross, what do you think of Tony captain? I don't mind it. I think it's almost like a bit of narrative though. Like Tony's going to come back and score loads of goals. Like probably, but he also hasn't played Premier League football in over a year, for a long time. Many, many months since he played Premier League football. So yeah, there's a bit of a narrative there that he could come in, and he has the quality, of course, but I'm not sure that he just comes straight back in and just picks up where he left off. Andrew says, -4, Trent to Estepinian, or just play Gahey? I'd probably do the -4. Thoughts about João Pedro for Archer for a -4. Got Bowen and Estepinian early, and I have Taylor, Salah, and Branthwaite on the bench. Yeah, I quite like that. I quite like João Pedro for Archer. SK says, I'm thinking of selling Senesi, Son for Estepinian, Gross, and keeping Salah. I'd have 3.4 in the bank, or sell Salah too, but I've gained a lot of value from him. I like Senesi and Son to Estepinian and Gross. Yep, that sounds like a nice set of moves. Mo says, Bowen to Foden for a -4. Benches Salah, Trent, Taylor. Yep, I don't mind that. I think Foden's a good option over the coming week, especially with the confirmed double game week. You've got 2 chances of a flag defender starting. I think you should take the chance that Pau starts. Villa give him 70%. Can Estepinian beat that this game week? Yeah, I know. It's probably the correct move. It probably is the correct move. Are you locked on Saka captain? Yeah, I think so. I think so. There's a chance. There's like a 10% chance that I move it to Palmer, but I don't think so. There's like a 1% chance actually that I move it to Darwin. Convince me to captain Darwin. I would love to do it. George says, on a wild card, get one of KDB, Richarlison, Bernardo, Erdegaard. Richarlison. Trent, Bowen, Taylor, Pau, Salah, flagged. Okay, so 5 flag players. Thinking Bowen to Richarlison or Trent to Estepinian. What are your thoughts? I like both of them, either or. I'd probably lean Bowen to Richarlison, but I think they're both fine transfers. Why not Watkins captain? I've discussed that before. It's just no pens, no set pieces. They're not very good away from home, Aston Villa. I think a number of reasons. Best midfielders to bring in. Foden, Palmer, Saka, Foden, Richarlison. It's gonna be my midfield 4. So yeah, I'd lean that way. But I also like Pascal Gross as well. I think Pascal Gross is a very decent, solid pick. And I would love to have him. If I had a midfield 5 and I could choose anyone at the moment, it would be Saka, Palmer, Foden, Richarlison, Pascal Gross. Oh. Foden captain. Don't mind it. Mrs. Raptor captain Foden last week and that worked out for her. Rank these 3. Foden, Palmer, Richarlison. Palmer, Foden, Richarlison it may well be with the confirmed double. Yeah, Palmer, Foden, Richarlison probably in that order. But I do really like Richarlison still. Why don't you like Jota? I just don't know if he's going to start. Not only this week, but just in future weeks as well. I don't think Trent's injury is bad. I don't think they're hiding it. I don't think they're covering up. I think it probably is about 3 weeks. I think they're probably being honest here. So I think there is a chance Trent's back. But really, I might sell Trent next week anyway. There is a chance that it happens. In fact, it's more likely than not that I will sell Trent next week. But I'm just leaving my options a bit more open. I can see Bowen starting. Again, Bowen's not been fully ruled out. But when our benches are so weak, is it a risk you want to take? It's up to you. By the way, you've got 45 minutes until the deadline. Make sure you do not miss the deadline. Mrs. Raptor said, I will join the stream in a bit. There you go. She's had a busy, important day, and she's just got back home, so she'll join the stream in a bit. For everyone asking about her. And she would tell us our transfer plans there. There and then. She's probably not thought about it, in all honesty. And she'll still probably do better than me. Porro or Colwill? Yeah, AMB. I'm just going to mute you for a bit. You've been timed out. You've been timed out for 5 minutes because you're spamming. I mean, there's spamming and there's whatever that was. That was extreme spamming. Hey Ross, thanks for the content as always. I've a bench dilemma this week. Need to pick 2 of Douglas Luiz, Rao, Trippier, and Porro. I would start Douglas Luiz and Jimenez, I would start, I think. Start the 2 attackers if you can. If you have to start one of the defenders, I'd start Porro instead of Trippier, though. Porro's had very similar attacking data to Trippier recently, if not better, especially when you consider the additional goal threat as well. What do you think about Ward-Prowse? Not for me. Not for me. It just doesn't carry much open play threat. Would you get Estepinian in if you know it's basically locking in a hit for next week? There's so many more factors than just that. But obviously, I think that's the case for a lot of people. It depends if you think he's worth it. Is he going to outscore your other player by more than 4 points this week? I think the thing is with Estepinian that's making me want to do it more and more is that I know I want Estepinian long term. As long as he stays fit, I want Estepinian in my team. But also, not taking a -4 is a big advantage this week. In and of itself, you're going to gain 2 or 3 points before the teams even start playing. Because so many people are taking... Actually, let's have a look how many people are taking a hit this week. That'd be a good poll to run. Start a poll. What is your plan this week? -4 hits, -8 hits or more, wildcard / free hit. Yeah, there we go. I've just ran in the poll. What is your plan for this week? Free transfers or roll, -4 hit, -8 hit or more. And I think you'll very quickly see why not taking a hit is an advantage this week, of course. Who is on pens for Spurs? I think it will be Richarlison. I don't know that, but I think it will be. Once Maddison's back, if Maddison comes back before Son's back, there's a chance Maddison takes pens, but I still think it would be Richarlison. I know some people looking at Richarlison captain. I don't mind Richarlison cap. Richarlison cap can definitely work. Need to leave for work in a minute. Okay, Dave. I have Trent, Cash, Senesi, Salah, Son, and Bowen desperately seeking advice. I think there's a chance Cash starts this week. So start him in the odd chance that he starts. I would sell Son and maybe Senesi or Trent. So like Son and Senesi to Estepinian and Richarlison or something along those lines. And just hope that one of Bowen or Cash play or both play. You could take a -8 and remove one more though, Dave. Watkins and Jota or Solanke and Bruno? Watkins and Jota for me. Thoughts on Jota captaincy? Less sure about that one. Less sure about that one personally. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I want to know that my captain's starting, you know? That's what I love about Saka. He's going to be benched now, I said that. But he doesn't normally he doesn't actually ever get benched. So I like knowing that my captain's going to start. Dubravka, Colwell, Porro, Trent. Okay, that's the entire team. Son and Lascelles out for Gross and Estepinian -4. Does that sound good? That sounds perfect. Peleg. I like that. How are we on KDB? I'm not a fan of KDB. Well, I'm a massive fan of KDB, but I'm not a fan of him bringing him in this week. Call me mad, but I transferred in Rashford for a -4 and made him my captain. I'm inside the top 10k now. You won't be for much longer, joking. No, listen, it's a very Marcus Rashford game. Postecoglou plays a high line. Postecoglou will go all out to win that game. Rashford is pretty much only good against teams that play a high line. And the reason for that is he is so much better when he has the space in behind. Are you planning to do another FPL meetup at a pub in Notts anytime soon? Unfortunately, couldn't make it to the last one. Yeah, I think we're going to try and do one in April or May. April or May is probably the plan. Chat, I don't know what I'm doing. 52% of people are taking a hit. 38% are on a -4. 14%, which is quite high to be honest. 14% of you are taking a -8 hit or more. It's a big hit. But I understand why. Listen, we're in trouble with a lot of our teams. 7% are wildcarding or free hitting, so not a massive amount. I might make one of my transfers now. I'm going to do it just in case. You never want to miss the deadline, or if something happens, I want to make sure my transfer is in place. Give me reasons why I shouldn't make that move. You've got 30 seconds. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Dashmate has given me their team again. One transfer. Would you roll 7.1 million in the bank? You must have wildcarded last week. Otherwise, that's just a very good team. If you didn't, fair play. Team looks perfect. Yeah, I would roll the transfer. And then you've got an easy route to Haaland next week with that 7.1 in the bank. I like it. Buy Foden just like me. I've already got Foden. Pascal. I want Pascal, I know, but... I know listen, I know the Will said Pascal. I know that. I don't know. I'll ask Mrs. Raptor what she's doing in a sec. Son to Richarlison and Kunku to Alvarez for a -4. I wouldn't be buying Alvarez at the moment, personally. I wouldn't be buying Alvarez. I think you've missed the boat on Alvarez. Why is Wildcard being saved? Plans? I did a whole video. I can't really cover it now on a live stream. I did a whole video released this morning where I talked about Wildcard in more detail. I think there are definitely better weeks to Wildcard, in my opinion. -8 for Estepinian, Foden and Gross, or -4 for Estu and Foden or Gross. Hopefully that makes sense. -8 means I can do Alvarez to Haaland in one move next week. Well, you've either got to take the hit this week or next week. I mean, if you want to take the hit, maybe just go for it this week. If you're going to have to make that move anyway next week, you might as well just get the points now kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? On a -4 now, is it worth taking an additional hit to do Bowen to Gross? If not, one of Bowen or Taylor will have to play field 11. I'm really unsure on Bowen because we don't really have the best update on the Bowen situation. I would lean to say towards saying take the hit, but if Bowen's available, you're going to be a bit unhappy. A bit unhappy. Bench one of Richarlison, Solanke, Alvarez. Probably Solanke, but wouldn't be particularly happy about it. What are your thoughts on captaincy? I think Saka and Palmer, for me, are the best two stand-up captain's options. Sorry, chat. It's a bit loud outside in the streets of Nottingham. On the streets of Nottingham. Right, move number 1 done. I now have 0 free transfers. I need to decide if I want to make a defensive transfer or not. I need to just work out what the smack the mic. Sorry. I need to work out what the likelihood is of Taylor and or Pau featuring. Why Richarlison over Gross? Just Richarlison's goal threat at the moment is outrageous. Even across the entire season, his goal threat is so good. And he's going to be probably on penalties in the absence of Son. So I just think there's enough with Richarlison to make me think that he's a brilliant transfer at the moment. Yes, there's the Werner worries, and yes, he probably blanks in 26, but it is what it is. Did he spin the wheel yet? I did spin the wheel. The wheel said that Pascal Gross was the best Son replacement. Pascal Gross, apparently, so do with that what you will. The wheel loves Gross. I love that midfield 4 that I've got now, though. I think that midfield 4 is arguably the best midfield 4 you can get. I think if you add Gross to that to make it 5, I think then it's perfect. Hi, Ross. Would you start Taylor or Archer? I'd try and start Taylor, but I think Taylor won't play, and I think Archer will be on the bench. So neither of them are perfect. Is the wheel normally right? In all honesty, I've got no idea. I don't really keep track of it. Maybe we should. Maybe we should. Start Taylor or Mubama? I'd start Mubama, you know. Why not? Even if he doesn't start, he should come off the bench this time with some decent minutes. I mean, West Ham have no attackers. If Mubama doesn't start now, I mean, that's a disaster for him. He needs to leave West Ham ASAP. If he doesn't start in a week where they literally have no attackers. Who are their attacking options that they can even play? Let's have a look. What am I doing? No, I kind of zoned out then and forgot what I was doing. Is Ings available? Is Ings fit? I guess they could play Ings if he's fit. And then it's 4 now. Benrahma? Is Benrahma fit? I mean, it is a messy looking front three. What are we saying, chat? What do we think? Careful with the Estepinian rotation with Barco signing, yeah? But I still think he's first choice. Bench Porro or Doughty? I think you got to bench Porro, you know? You got to start Doughty in that fixture. Yeah. I'd bench Porro, believe it or not. Devash says, hi, Eggalicious. Hello. Ake, Porro, Zuma, Taylor. Need any 2 of them to start. Please suggest or start any 3 of those and bench Solanke. I would start Porro and Zuma. Porro and Zuma, probably. Kieran says, hi, mate. Hope you're well. Would you do Archer to João Pedro, currently having to start Archer or Roll? We used 1 free transfer on Son to Foden. I'd get João Pedro in. I think if you've got the Archer spot in your team, João Pedro looks really nice. Obviously, normally, though, for most people, if you do Archer to João Pedro, it makes it more difficult to try and get Haaland back in. So I understand why you maybe would be slightly more put off by that. Sorry, I just realised you can't actually see anything on my screen. I completely forgot what I was doing. There we go. That's my team. Yeah, I've made 1 transfer already, which was Son to Richarlison. That's my only free transfer. So if I want to make another transfer to sort out my defence, I would be taking a -4 hit. What do you think, chat? Should I take the -4 hit? Should I bring in a defender? Should I bring in Estepinian for Pau Torres or Trent? To be honest, it's only a 4-point hit. But the thing is, the hit also makes it a lot more difficult. Not a lot more, but a little bit more difficult for me to get Haaland, because I'd be going Pau Torres to Estepinian. That's an upgrade. Get Trent out. Let me run a poll. Let me run a Trent poll. I'm so annoyed, man. Pau Torres has pissed me off. Like, it was such a good transfer on paper. And he's been doing my... If I had Consa sat there now, do you know how much easier that is? It's just so frustrating that he got injured. Anyway. What are you doing with Trent? Sorry. Selling. Keeping. Don't own him. There we go, chat. I want to know, what are you doing with Trent? Selling him, keeping him, or don't own him? I think Taylor plays. That would be nice if Taylor plays. I don't think he will, though. I guess there is a chance Taylor or Pau Torres start this week, isn't there? There is a chance. Oh, I just wish I knew. I wish Aston Villa were the early kickoff, because we could get early team news around Aston Villa. What are the chances of Cash starting? FPL Villain, the guy that predicts Aston Villa lineups, he had him at 55%. So he had him as he thinks he's starting, but he's not confident kind of thing. Pau is crucial for Villa. I know he is, but whether he's crucial or not, that kind of makes me think even more so that they don't want to rush him back. I think Pau being that crucial is worse for his chance of starting. Because they've got a bit of a break after this game, haven't they? What's the story with the Langer's knock? I don't actually know. Sorry. You never read my comments, Ross. There you go. I read that one. It's probably not the one you wanted me to read. Honestly, this isn't to like show off whatever. It's to explain. On average, I get 30 to 40,000 messages in chat on a live stream. I know it might seem like I'm ignoring you. I swear on my life, I do not ignore people. It's just the chat moves so quickly. I can only answer so many. Giandri says, just want to ask if you'll start Pedro or Tony. You can't bench João Pedro or Tony. If you're on a wild card and you're in a position where you're benching one of them, I just wouldn't have Tony in your team. But you've got to start both of them. So, but if I were to only have one, I would prefer to have João Pedro than Tony. Justin says 4-3-3 and hold Bowen, or go Bowen to Richarlison for a -4. I don't mind Bowen to Richarlison for a -4. Adam says, I have Richarlison, Foden, Palmer, Bowen already. Risk Bowen starting or sell Son for a hit. Who would you sell Son for in my situation? I'd probably sell Son for a hit, and I'd probably go Pascal Gross. Or Saka. No, I'd go Saka. Yeah, Son to Saka. I didn't realise you didn't have Saka in there. Start Bowen or Solanke. I'd still... Would I start Bowen just in case? I'd start Bowen just in... Do you know what? I think if you've got Bowen, start Bowen ahead of most people. Because if he's fit, he starts, as we always say. And if he is fit and he does start, it's still a nice fixture. Like everyone would have brought in Bowen if he wasn't injured. So yeah, I think if you've got Bowen, you start Bowen. But just know that it's more likely than not that Bowen is unavailable. I think I worded that wrong. I don't think Bowen will be available for 21. Guys, we're almost at 1,000 likes on today's stream. Please do smash that like button. And whilst you're smashing the like button, make sure to tickle the subscribe button as well. I would massively appreciate it. They're next to each other. Well, they're not right next to each other, but they're close to each other. Captain Tony or Saka? I prefer Saka, but Tony could be a cheeky captaincy shout. He really could. Akanji or Taylor to start? I'd start Taylor, and if he doesn't feature, then you get Akanji. Who are your top defenders to have? Estepinian, Walker, Doughty, Gabriel, Porro. This would be my ideal back line, I think, if I was on a wild card. Assuming that you don't want to hold on to Trent. I mean, we can build... Do you want to build a wild card? Let's build a wild card. Even for people that aren't on a wild card, it's still useful, I think, because you can see the sort of players that I'd be considering. It would be along the lines of... Sadly, I wouldn't have Darwin. I would have Haaland in there. I would have Watkins. I may well have then JP in this little slot here. João Pedro. And what else? How much do I have in the bank? 8.7. Is that the team I would go with? No, sorry, I didn't finish sorting out the defence, did I? I was like, that seems like a lot of money. Who did I say? Estepinian. And then I would probably sneak Doughty in here. Something like that. My only concern is then I still have... I don't have any Liverpool. And I have 3 players from Spurs and Chelsea who could blank. But that would be roughly what I'd go for. It leaves 7.8 in the bank, which allows you to move. Does it allow for Richarlison? Yeah, Richarlison to Salah. It allows Foden to Salah, Saka to Salah. You've got loads of different options to move back to Salah. But it does make it a little bit more tricky to get back to Trent and Salah. But yeah, that's roughly what I'd be going for on a wildcard. Ish. You don't have to follow that exactly, of course. FPL Pickle is in the chat. Finally. Finally. People have been asking where you are, FPL Pickle. If everyone missed the announcement, FPL Pickle is my girlfriend. What does she do? Okay, one sec. Let me show you Pickle's team. But I have to go to my green screen very briefly. Whoa, why is that black? Since when is... Hello? Is that not going to work then? It's a strange position. What? My green screen's not... Hello? Well, I can't show you her team then. That's sad. Anyway, she's going to do Estepinian and Richarlison in for Trent and Son. So, FPL Pickle / Mrs. Raptor. I don't know why my screen's doing that. Let me get away from that. She's doing... She's selling Trent for Estepinian. I feel I have permission for you to help me this week since I've just come back from my exam. Yeah, she's been at her exam all day. It was like a 2.5-hour exam as well. I would do that, FPL Pickle. I would sell Son and Trent for Estepinian, and I know it's not confirmed. Why do you keep shouting it's not confirmed? I didn't say it was confirmed. FPL Pickle was not listening. I would do that, yes. I would do those moves. I think they're fine. I am tempted to sell Trent. I could just sell Trent with my girl, you know? What's her age? Weird. She's 22. You do know that it's not only children that have exams. Weirdo. You're the weirdo for your head even going there. What is wrong with you? Yeah, I know. She's a postgraduate student. What is wrong with people? As soon as I say student, they're just like, nonce. What? Get out. Get in the bin. Who is she captaining? FPL Pickle, who are you captaining? What's the benefit of keeping Salah? It makes it easier to get back to Salah. She's supposed to super chat. Do you know what the benefits of being my girlfriend is? That she doesn't have to super chat. God, I can't get my words out. Paul says KDB is now ahead of Foden this week. I would still prefer Foden to KDB at the moment. I thought she's watching Let's Talk FPL. No, that's probably where she's been. She's probably been watching Let's Talk FPL, in all honesty. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. Gordon, Salah and Son, bring in both Cole and Foden. Yes, I like that. Son to Doku for a -4. I like Doku, but I just think Foden's still the better pick. Hi, Ross. 1 free transfer. Play Botman and roll, no bench. Or sell Salah for Garnacho, benching Botman. Yes. Yeah, I don't mind that. Salah to Garnacho is fine. Although, the whole point of buying Garnacho is probably to allow you to keep Salah and buy Haaland. I don't know. I may be tempted to just play Botman and roll, you know, and then see if you can get away with keeping Salah. If you had Haaland, would you take a -4 to sell him to either Tony or Pedro? No, I wouldn't be selling Haaland now. I'd keep Haaland. Oh, camera's gone. Bye-bye, camera. Sorry, chat. My camera died. If you are new to the streams, the camera regularly dies, you know? I just have to turn it off and on a few times, restart it. Bish, bash, bosh. Mr. Raptor, would you consider Jota captain? I've said before, and I'll say it again, my issue with Jota is I just don't know when he's going to start. Not only this week, but in the future. So for me, no. Would Werner take penalties, by the way? No, it will be Richarlison, I think. I would be extremely surprised if Werner came in and took pens. New camera when? I don't know. Probably at some point. I need to earn more money first before I start buying new cameras. I'm technically a student, so yeah. You've got 20 minutes until the deadline. 20-minute countdown. Whoa, I've tipped that down a little bit too much. My head's a bit high. I don't like that. It's still a bit high. Oh well, we're gonna run with it. What was I doing? You have 100k subs, just buy one. Stop being rude. My camera's fine. Richarlison captain. Yeah, don't mind it. Don't mind it. Hi, Ross. Start Saliba or Souček? Saliba. I'd go Saliba. Oh. Souček could start in a more attacking role, couldn't he? Potentially. No, I'd start Souček. Just. Thanks, Ross. You're the best of all FPL YouTubers. I respect it. Thank you. I don't know about that, but I'll take it. Thoughts on Alex Moreno? Don't mind it. Don't mind it. He's got really good attacking data recently. He's always had good attacking data when he's available. So, yeah, I don't mind a punt on Alex Moreno at all. Chat, help me out. I've got less than 20 minutes. Do I sell Pau Torres for Estepinian? I don't know. I don't know what to do. Will Taylor start? Guys, stop it. I told you, we're not going to get early Burnley team news. It's just not going to happen. We don't have any Burnley ITKs. There's no one that would know that kind of thing. Oh, do I sell Pau Torres for Estepinian? I might just do it. Because I think Estepinian's just the better option. By the way, if I'm not looking at the chat for just a second because I'm just scrolling through Twitter to see if I can get a Pau Torres, a Charlie Taylor update. I think I'm just going to do it. I think we should have some fun, shouldn't we? I think long term, no, because it blocks me from Haaland next week. It means I have to sell Darwin next week. Yeah, should I just sell Trent? Maybe selling Trent's the best way to do it. Because if I sell Trent... Well, that doesn't make it much easier for me anyway. But I want Haaland next week, right? If I sell Trent this week for Estepinian... Why am I confused by a budget? Yeah, no, it doesn't work. If I bring in Estepinian, then I can't sell Alvarez. I'm stuck with Alvarez rather than... Do you see what I'm saying? Because if let's say I don't make the move this week, if I next week want to do it, I can do Alvarez to Haaland, and I can do Trent to a 4.1 defender. Right? Van Heck, whoever. It doesn't matter who it is. I have that option there, but as soon as I start bringing in Estepinian... Maybe Van Heck could cover Estepinian. He's not going to cover Estepinian. Yeah. If the thing is, if Estepinian holds, I'm going to cry. If he gets like a 15-pointer and Taylor and Pau Torres don't play at all, I am going to be so upset. God, that's so tricky. Buy Darwin or buy Solanke? Neither, really. João Pedro, I would prefer. If you're going to buy one, probably Solanke. Hi, Raptor. Would you do a -4 for João Pedro and Estepinian and for Archer and Livramento? Yes. Love you, Egg. Have one free transfer, Bowen to Foden. Yes. I'm fine with that. I think longer term at the moment, Foden seems to be a slightly better pick than Bowen. So even if Bowen is to feature, I still feel like you're happy to have Foden. So yeah, I'd be happy doing that. Great stuff as always, Ross. Thank you very much. What should I do? So you've given me your team. I won't read it out, but I've seen it. Already used my free transfer on Estepinian. Okay to do a -4 or -8. You don't need a -4 or -8, do you? You've got Gabriel Porro, Estepinian, Garnacho, Saka. Oh, I suppose you've got Bowen, Palmer. Maybe just do like Bowen to Foden for a -4. Can't. I wouldn't take a -8. I think the team's fine. But yeah, maybe a -4 to just sort out Bowen. But the thing is, Bowen could be back for 22. There's even a small chance he features for 21. WTF, Estepinian is 25% owned. Yeah, but a lot of those are dead teams that owned him at the start of the season. His actual ownership will still be probably 25 to 30% in the top 10k, to be fair. But I mean, the reason that it's currently that high on official FPL is because so many people owned him at the start of the season and then stopped playing. I think the more sensible play is to not take the hit this week. And if I play with 10, I play with 10. And if Estepinian hauls, Estepinian hauls. I just need one of Pau Torres or Taylor to start and do something, and then I'll be loving life. Sorry, Ross, my mum came in. Did you answer the Werner question? My mum came in is I've been watching Let's Talk FPL's stream. That's what that means. Yeah, I don't think Werner will be on penalties, no. What's the question? What's the answer? Do you think Mubamba starts? I think you mean Mubama. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Yeah, Mrs. Raptor was genuinely... She avoided that as well. She didn't even respond. She didn't even go, no, I wasn't. She was just like, yeah, I was watching Andy. Sorry. It's fine. It's not the first time. The amount of times we've been in a room together and I've heard dun 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 and Andy's little intro comes on and she's just sat there watching Andy. Outrageous. I really don't know what to do, chat. Talk to me. Help me. Help me. Listen, Pau Torres or Taylor could feature. This leaves me more flexible, and it means that I don't have to take a hit. FPL Pickle just needs to go to sleep. She has no idea what's happening. She has absolutely no idea what's happening. That's what happens when you keep switching between streams. Just joining in time for the meltdown. Yelena, there is more than just a meltdown. I am having an identity crisis. I'm having an existential crisis. Would you start Konsa or Trippier? Probably Trippier. Pau to Estepinian is the way. Yeah, but I know, but it stops me. I have to sell Darwin next week rather than Alvarez. But I want Estepinian. If Pau Torres starts and gets anything, I would lose it. I'm going to lose it either way. It's clearly not going to go well for me because I'm not very good at FPL this season. Is that worth a -4? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Everyone's like, don't do it. Do it. Don't do it. Do it. Listen, you're like the devil and the angel, but rather than there being 2 of you, there are 4,000 of you. All right? Stop this behavior. Listen, chat, you're not helping me. You're not helping me. You're making it worse. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I think from a sensible perspective, let's say Estepinian gets 9 points, which would still be a mega haul. That's a big point score. If Estepinian gets 9 and Taylor and Pau don't even play, once you take into account the 4-point hit, I'm only losing out on 5 points. That's like worst case scenario as well. Best case scenario is Pau or Taylor play and they get something. Taylor's out for 4 months. Who said that? I could sell Taylor to Estepinian, in all fairness. Who said Taylor's out for 4 months? From James from Planet FPL? Really? Let me have a look now. What was that on? I don't see anything. What, did he tweet it? Or was it on a stream? Where was it? And why has James from Planet FPL got that kind of news? Also, start Pau Torres or Trippier. I'd start probably Trippier, you know. Pedro Neto or Isak to start. Probably Pedro Neto. He said it on stream, Why would James know that, though? I think he's probably joking, in all honesty. Okay, someone's just said he's just... someone said he's joking. Yeah. This looks like a proper pickle you are in, Ross. I want to joke so much. I am regularly in a pickle, yeah. Goat of FPL, thank you very much. Poll time. Poll time for what? Start Garnacho or Alvarez? Definitely Alvarez. Deadline is in 7 minutes, by the way. If you're watching this and you don't know, the deadline is in 7 minutes. It's at 6:15. Ross loves to be in a pickle. It's outrageous. Ross loves to be in a pickle. Outrageous behaviour. This is gross, not Pascal. Start Solanke or Bowen. Bowen. I don't know what's happening. Do you know what? I'm just going to not take a hit and play with 10 men. I'm just gonna take a hit and play with 10 men. Oh, I almost just swore then. What just happened there? That was close. Raptor part-time FPL content creator, part-time comedian. I'm not very funny, though. Oh, I'm really struggling to focus because I don't know what I'm doing with my own team. -4, go for it. Boo, boring. I just think it's the best play. I think it's the best play. I'm gonna commit to saying it's the best play. Porro or Van Heck this week? Porro, probably. Yeah, Porro, probably, yeah. Taylor has been confirmed to be out by FPL. What? I just don't think that's true, because I haven't seen anything. I could really do with Taylor not being out. I feel like I'm one of the only people relying on Taylor to start. Why am I the only one relying on Taylor to start? I'm just seeing everyone else has him on the bench. The title is -4 hit. I know, I made that before the Pau Torres news, which came out like an hour before I started my stream. Just get in the bin. Taylor is not starting. There's an account. Why are we regularly trusting accounts that just make stuff up? I've never even heard of the account that you're talking about, so I wouldn't trust that. Spin the pickle. That's the new game. Spin the pickle. I like it. Bench 1, Garnacho, Porro, or Solanke? Probably Porro. He's not joking, Ross. Slipped disc. Okay, well then I don't have Taylor. Then I'm relying on a Pau Torres start then. In that case. It's not great, but it is what it is. All right, I think that's it. Bowen and Martinelli to Foden and Richarlison. Yeah, that sounds decent enough to me. Although I don't think you need to sell Martinelli this week. I think you could probably keep Martinelli. At least he's playing. Take out Bowen or roll and play Solanke. I'd just play Solanke. FPL Pickle, what did you decide to do? Right, let me just work something out. If I do bring an Estepinian, what is my route back to Haaland whilst keeping Salah? Estepinian. So I have to keep Alvarez, don't I? It's Darwin has to come out. This is what I don't like. Although, is selling Darwin the worst thing in the world? But the thing is, they've got that double coming up. I don't want to sell Darwin. But I don't want to sell Alvarez if they've got... I just don't know what I'm doing. Sell Darwin. Haaland comes in. And then it's Trent to Gusto Van Heck again. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. I want the option to sell... Yeah, it's not worth it. I want the option to sell Alvarez rather than Darwin. I'm going to leave it. You've lost your mojo, Ross. I have. Genuinely, I have. I agree. Sell Watkins. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. It's an option. But I want to leave all of my options open. I want to leave all of my options open. Why are you keeping these premium players when you can get them back easily? That's the point. You can't get them back easily. You've got money tied up in them. And as soon as you start moving that money around, it becomes very difficult. Bottler. Yep, I'm a bottler. I am. Do you know what? It's genuinely not about the hit. I would take a -12 happily. It's not the hit. It's it really forces me into keeping Alvarez. I suppose unless I take another -8 next week. But a -4 followed by a -8 just to get Estepinian just doesn't feel the right decision. I'm going to leave it as it is. I need Pau Torres to play, though, really. I think this is the right decision for my team. I think it's the right decision for my team. Unless I sell Trent. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna leave it as it is. I'm gonna leave it as it is. Yep, 2 minutes until the deadline. I need to get a screenshot of my team actually, just that I can tweet it out. Oh no, my phone's broken now. It's a disaster. Why does everything freeze constantly? Chat, who are you captaining? You got 1 minute left until the deadline. Let me know who you're captaining. Make sure you get your team locked in as well. But you haven't got money tied up in Trent. I know, but you're not listening to the plan. I might not buy Estepinian. I might buy Van Heck instead. So if I sell Trent, I still have the same problem that I'm forced to sell Darwin. Selling Trent this week doesn't help me at all. Most people captain Saka or Palmer, as you would imagine. Oh my God, people are getting so upset about the title. Here we go. It's not clickbait, you numpties. It was, there you go. The title's changed. Are we happy? Are we satisfied? 30 seconds till the deadline. Get your teams locked in. 30 seconds. There's no point asking questions because it'll be too late. Darwin's great. I love Darwin. I wouldn't captain him though. Richarlison captain. Don't mind it. Saka captain, I think, yep, that's what I'll be going for. I've got Saka cap. Locked. We are locked in. Let me tweet out my team and then we'll go through answering your questions. Don't leave, by the way. I carry on streaming for another 45 minutes or so. So stick around. Do not leave. Just wait until I've tweeted this and I'll be back. Game week 21 team. I don't think I'm going to have 11 players this week. I really don't. Which is a shame, but it is what it is. Praying Solanke tears up the Liverpool defence this week. I dislike you, FPL Pickle. I couldn't think of anything worse. Right. There we go. It's going to be a red arrow for me. But is it the end of the world? Yes. No, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. We can deal with a red arrow. I just think a lot could change over the next 2 weeks, and I want to leave all of the potential options open for myself. So that is the plan. Why would you scare me? Someone just said, why did you bench boost? And I just shat myself. That would have been the worst week to bench boost, wouldn't it? Jesus. Do you call your girlfriend FPL Pickle off stream? Yeah. No, I call her Pickle. I don't call her FPL Pickle. To be fair, because my girlfriend used to obviously watch the streams before we met, she knew who I was. When we first... That's a loud bike. When we first started talking, she kept calling me Raptor. She couldn't get... She saved my number in her phone as FPL Raptor. True story. True story. I don't think that's a red arrow team. That's very kind, but I do. Danny said, does she call you Andy sometimes? I hope. No. Luckily not. Luckily not. That's the YouTuber at work. Yeah. I do have that YouTuber. Bro, every time I check your stream, you're talking about your bird. Do you know why, mate? Because she's absolutely amazing. And it sounds like you're jealous. Have you considered that? Have you considered that? But just for a second, have you considered that? Watching this mopping the floor. Nice. What did you spill, Calvin? Or are you just being clean? Was FPL Pickle a mod before she became your girlfriend? Yes. Bird is such a horrific word to refer to your partner, to be honest. Yeah. It's awful. I was just repeating what he said. My exam went okay, to be honest. By the way, that's great. I did see your message. Well done. Well done for it. Well done for a good exam. Everyone say well done to Mrs. Raptor for a fantastic exam. This team is a stinker. So's your mum. So's your mum. Is that a tattoo on your arm or a love bite? I don't have anything on my arm. That's arm hair. I don't have anything on my arm. There might be a shadow. Who did Mrs. Raptor captain? Oh, I've got no idea. She sent me her team. Why did my green screen started... What is that? I would try and change it around, but I don't trust it. Wait, I can like hold it off the screen, can't I? That's going to be the best way to do this. Mrs. Raptor sent me her team. Cheeky little flex. You want the flex? Oh, the guns. Oh, I think my elbow just broke. Did you hear that crack? She's Captain Saka. If I hold it off screen, no, the green still annoys it. Are you going to be able to see her team with the green removed? It looks a bit weird. That is Mrs. FPL Raptor's team for this week. a good team. Why have you left your pawn mag on the side out there? Look. Oh, my God, my arms aren't that long. Do you know what this is? This is my book. This was written by me. This is my book. That's me. That's me. That's my name. People don't realise as well. Do you know how much effort went into this? Look, it says free hit, wildcard, captaincy, bench boost. We edited the phrenology bus. No one even noticed. They're all, whoa. Why can I not understand where to hold this? FPL Raptor, my book. That team is the exact same as mine. Good luck. I wouldn't want it. How many inches are those biceps? God damn. Oh, I don't know. 45. When's the next FPL meetup likely to happen? During or after the season is finished? I reckon like April, early. It'll be during the season. April, early May. Sales-wise, has it done well? Do you know what? I'll tell you how many books I've sold. Chat, how many books do you think I sold? Right. Bear in mind, before you guess how many books you think I sold, bear in mind it's a psychology book and it's an FPL psychology book. All right? Before you start guessing ridiculous numbers, how many copies do you think I sold? Some... I'm just waiting for more people to guess. 7 million. Yeah. I sold one to every FPL manager to ever exist. 4, and your girlfriend has bought 2. Do you know what? I'm going to call her out live on the stream. My girlfriend hasn't bought a copy of my book. Boo. Boo. I sold 1,300 of my books. 1,300. There you go. But before you start thinking I'm rich, I only make about £1 a copy. So that was only £1,300, which is not a good use of time because the book took me 14 months. FPL Pickle's not even in the chat anymore. She's been the stream off. She's done. Don't know what she's doing, but she's... Oh, here she is. What was I saying? Yeah, I only make £1 a copy. So... She would have bought Andy's. She's in Andy's stream. Yeah, I think she's just watching Andy's stream at the moment. She'll be back soon. It's okay. That's only 1% of your subscribers. Do you know how difficult it is to sell a product? Selling a product is much more difficult than it sounds. Even a book, like an FPL book, people just don't care. You could write a book on human psychology. That's the plan at some point. I do plan on writing another book, and it will be about psychology in general. You didn't promote it well. I would have got it. I just didn't want to shove it down people's necks, throats, words. I don't really care to sell that many. The point wasn't to make myself rich or to sell 10,000 copies. The point was to just, I wanted to write a book. And I did. It's an amazing feeling to hold a physical copy, because I was going to just do ebook, but it's such a nice feeling to just say, this is mine. I'm a published author. I wrote a book. You know? I love the smell of books. Bit of a weird thing to say. Book ASMR. I'll tell you what I'm reading at the moment. One sec, chat. Mrs. Raptor bought it for me as a present. One sec. I realised that I just showed you my bum there, chat. Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy the little bum look there? I'm reading Stephen Bartlett's book. It's a big old boy. Where am I? I'm at law. Okay, I'm here. I've read that much so far. What a booty. Sorry, chat. One sec. Let me just put the book back. Oh, there we go. There you go. Oh, we won't. Yeah, do you know what? One sec, chat. I'll be right back. Oh, the post-it note's yellow. You're not going to be able to read it. No. Raptor got that cake. Chat, stop it. It says... Oh, I don't know how to even show this. She wrote a little post-it note and it says, for my eggy entrepreneur. Because I'm entrepreneurial. She wrote eggy in it. I think that was the point. But don't be sus. Don't look. Don't look. Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, Mrs. Raptor knows about the cake. I can only imagine. FPL Pickle says, I can confirm he has bunda. I can only imagine if someone sees FPL stream, they click on my live stream and they've not watched. Let me know if you're watching my live stream for the first time, because if you are, I apologize. I can only apologize. I've been doing those squats. That's why I chat. I've been working on the bundle. Are you looking forward to True Detective Season 4? I've never watched any of them. I'm so sorry, Yash, that this is the first time you've seen me. I'm here for the first time. Love it. Great. When are you putting a ring on it? ASAP. ASAP. Who is the publisher for your book? Halcyon. They're great. To be fair, I know people said I got ripped off. They sent me all the costs and stuff. It was fairly reasonable. It was fairly reasonable. Chat, you're so sus. It's even beyond sus, some of your comments. Take the ring off your index finger. FPL's Pickle's hands are like that. I've got big hands for my size, but her hands, they literally come like halfway up mine. She is 5'1" though, but yeah, they're like that. FPL Chai in the chat. What did I miss? I was just showing the stream my cake. Did you want to see it, Chai? I can show you it. That's all you missed. Stream was just looking at my cake. Cake. Oh, chat, you're so sus. Oh, I've just seen you in the chat, George. Hello, George. George in the chat is my friend from... We used to work at Under Armour together. Masco has pics of your cake in her office on the... I wouldn't actually be surprised. My cake was out all the time at work. She's your height. That's so cute. I'm not 5'1", chat. What have I told you about this nonsense? No, she actually makes me look tall. I would show you a picture, but FPL Pickle is remaining anonymous. Raptor has a thing for small things. Chat, I was under the impression... Chat, you told me that 2 inches is big. Why would you tell me that if that's not true? That is big. That's massive, chat. Did she wear a mask at the meetup? No, she showed her face at the meetup. It's very different showing your face at a meetup with 60 people versus me saying, here's her face to 2,000 people, you know? Flexing on us today. Do you shave your hands? No, they're I suppose my hair doesn't really. It like kind of does, but it does kind of stop, doesn't it? That's true. Yeah, I don't know. We need to see an FPL Raptor / FPL Pickle stream. Yeah, she's just too shy, bless her. Wait, I'm wondering if I can show you. Pickle, can I? No, that's weird. I was going to say I can like color over her face and then... Yeah, I can color over the face and then I can just show you how tall she is. But that's going to be weird if I just do that. One day you'll see her. How many books do you read a year? 2023 was rough. 2023, I probably only read 8 books. In 2022, I read 30. No, it wasn't 30. I'm lying. It was about 28 books in 2022. Ross, how was it that you actually got to know Stormzy and Chunks? Always wondered. So they both followed me on Instagram. I messaged Stormzy a little bit on Instagram for a while, and then he deactivated from his socials. And then his agent reached out to my agent. So basically, my agent received a message saying, Stormzy would love to be on a video. Would you be up for it? And of course, I'm not going to say no. I was like, absolutely. I'm a big fan of his music already. So I was like, yeah, let's go on a video. And then since then, we obviously exchanged numbers, and now we talk a little bit. I'm much closer to Chunks than I am to Stormzy, though. Chunks and I talk all the time. So, yeah. Stormzy and I chat like once every couple of weeks. Chunks and I chat probably 3 or 4 times a week-ish. You have an agent. Yeah, I do have an agent. I do, indeed. Good evening. Good evening. Stormzy's a Chunks for a -4. Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. FPL channel would be great. The competition would be fierce. I think we discussed at some point in the future, maybe in a podcast. Pickle, what did we say we'd call the podcast? I think we said that we'd call it Wrapped His and Wrapped Her or something, but I don't really want to call it Raptor based. I want it to be like Egg and Eggy. Wasn't there a show called Ed and Eddie? No, what was the show called? What was the show called that had like Ed and Eddie? Wait, one sec. Was it called Ed and Eddie? It was called Ed and Eddie. Oh my God, I'm so old. It aired in 1999. Oh my God, I'm old. If you've not seen this show, this was great. Spelled like that. Oh my God, yes, we could do a play on that. We could call it Egg and Eggy. Yes, George, you are spot on with that. Egg and Eggy. Okay, there you go. There's the podcast name. Mrs. Raptor would have to shave her head, though. Pickled egg. Sorry, I just realised. I saw loads of people say pickled egg, and I'm like, what? Pickled egg? But it sounds like a bit of a gross name for a... Would you watch a podcast titled Pickled Egg? I wouldn't particularly want to. Have you seen the theory that they're all dead kids? What? Ed and Eddie are all dead kids. Oh, I'm reading it now. Okay, that's messed up. It's just ruined my childhood, thanks. Yeah, I was born in 1997, so I was born 2 years before it aired for the first time. Can't believe you were going to blackface, Mrs. Raptor. Why did you say blackface? I was just going to draw over her face with a marker over her face in any colour, just that you couldn't see it, because she's a little bit shy. A little bit of a shy pickle, you know? How do I become a member on mobile, Eggy? You can click the link in the description is the best way to do it, if you want to become a member. I did my GCSEs in 1997, for God's sake. Yeah, but you're ancient, Marcus. You're like 70. So, you know. FPL Pickle said, I'm low-key. The thing is, chat, if you saw FPL Pickle's face, my goodness, she's attractive. And I'm not saying that because she's my girlfriend. Like, hand on heart, she is a pretty woman. Like, my lord. I don't know how... when you see her face, you'll be like, wow, you did well. You know? Because your first thought is she doesn't want to show her face because it's not a great face. But let me tell you, it is a great face. Raptor is punching. Hugely. Hugely. I left school the year before you were born. Oh, no. Where is... Oh, my mum's in the chat. Hello, Mum. My mum said I had a baby in 1997. You did. That was me. I am said baby. I love that my mum and my nan watched the chat, and I was just talking about my big bum on stream. Sorry, Mum. Sorry, Nan. You win some, you lose some. Do you know what? This is so wholesome. My mum's in the chat. My nan's definitely watching. My girlfriend's in the chat. One of my best friends whilst I was at work in the last few years is in the chat. Who else is in the chat that I know? No, Mum. No, stop trying to hit on my mum. My mum's not single. It's outrageous. Everyone's already trying to hit on my mum. She just said hi to her daughter-in-law. She did. That's very cute. Oh, my mum said I said it was a lovely bum. Thanks, Mum. Thanks. I'm doing my best. I made eye contact with you once in Waitrose. No, you didn't, because I don't shop in Waitrose. But I think that's a funny thing to say. I made eye contact with you once in Waitrose. There is some fella who's been with you on here since the start. Who's that, Marcus? Don't know who you're talking about. I feel like we are interrupting a family gathering. Yeah, I know. This is like a big family Christmas or something. A bit late, but... Post-deadline is prime viewing on this channel. I'm sorry. This guy is cracking me up. Apparently, this guy said definite Waitrose. I can't say the word. Just read what she busted me Holmes, cheeky, says in the chat. I don't shop in Waitrose. We all know where I shop. If you've been watching the streams for a while, you already know where I shop. We've had this chat before. You should already know if you're a loyal viewer where I do my grocery shopping. Your old PE teacher is in the chat. Really? Which one? I had a couple of P8P words. Ignore me. I don't shop in Marks and Spencer's. Do I look like the type of guy that shops in Waitrose and Marks and Spencer's? What is it about me? Not that that's a bad thing. I didn't think I gave off that vibe at all. Ocado. No, who shops in Ocado? No one knows, clearly. Clearly you don't know. Ross, do you have many foreign viewers? 70% of my viewership are not from the UK. Bran said Sainsbury's. Bran knows. ISO Magic, sorry, thank you for becoming a Rap Tier 2 member. I completely ignored that, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. You shop in Boots. That's true. FPL Pickle said, yes, it's your posh voice that gives it away. I'm not posh. I'm from Essex. That's the opposite of posh. That's outrageous. Oh, my chest hurts. Oh, I had chest day yesterday. Oh, God. Ouch. Ow. Dom's bad. Finally, I'm a minority. Jesus. I'm a foreign viewer right from Uganda, Africa. Big up to Uganda, Africa. Chat, do you say Aldi or Aldi? I say Aldi, but apparently that might be wrong. FPL Pickle shops in Aldi. It's because she's from Birmingham. Hey, insult the Brummies. FPL Pickle shops in Aldi. I don't. I shop in Sainsbury's. Audi. Okay, everyone says Audi. That's good. I said Audi once and everyone was like, it's actually Aldi. Audi is the car company. And I'm like, no, I think you'll find it's Audi. That's the most middle class joke ever. Yeah, I know. I'm not middle class. I'm from a working class family. I don't know why I give the vibe that I'm upper class / middle class and that I shop in Waitrose and Marks Spencer's, but there we go. If you're saying Audi, that should be an automatic -16 on your FPL. Rude. Mrs. FPLB's made me dinner from Waitrose. Marcus shops in Waitrose, pass it on. No, Waitrose is lovely. It's just very expensive, isn't it? FPL Bingo Man is insulting my ends. What did he say? Oh, you're saying I'm insulting your ends. Oh, yeah, I always insult your ends. I love Birmingham, though, now. I love Birmingham. Do love a big Tesco. This is the most British thing. Can we move away from the British stuff? Because we've just spoken about that 30% of you are British and the rest aren't. And that's why people keep leaving, because we're talking about British things. FPL Pickle, that is the most British sentence. Do love a big Tesco. I've never seen such a British statement in my life. Oh, chat, you just... Is she Brummie or Black Country? She's not Black Country. Her accent isn't particularly strong. FPL Pickle, send me a voice note or something. If you want. If you don't, then don't. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Oh, speaking of voice notes, we got a voice note from Stormzy. Should we read it out? Should we read it out? Should we play it? I don't know if I can play it out loud. One sec, I'll play it off camera. Okay, I can't play that. not on stream. What should I say? Say whatever you want. Say, hello, chat. This is FPL Pickle. Just showing you my voice. Play it if... no, because it's about... I can't. I would love to, but... I'll tell Stormzy that the chat want a voice note saying hello. The live stream chat want a voice note saying hello. Or there you go. Chat, give me a sentence. Chat, give FPL Pickle a sentence to read out. We're going to get voice notes from Pickle and Stormzy. Who do we want the voice note from more? I'll let you decide. You know? Say, chat, help, I've been kidnapped by an egg. No, don't say that. Who is the goat, Ross? In what sense? The GOAT of football, music, acting, or just the GOAT in general? You know? I'm going to put my full trust in Stormzy that this is going to be something that I can play live. It could demonetize the entire stream. You never know. Oh, God, it's 22 seconds. You ready, chat?
Live stream. Come on, man. I've been waiting for this fucking moment. Big up my brother Raptor, you don't know. It's FPL Storms, yeah. Trust me, this year we're looking at top 10k finish, yeah. That's what I'm on. Yeah, big up the fucking chat, you know. Yeah, I've been waiting for this moment, you know, Raptor. Big up the Rascal chat. Come on. Jeez.
There you go. Perfect. Right, FPL Pickle, you've got to follow Stormzy. No pressure. No pressure, you just got to follow Storms. Oh. Imagine being in my stream. Andy is the FPL YouTube GOAT, but Harry's the GOAT. Then what are we doing here, you know? No Charlie Taylor. Oh, there's no Charlie Taylor. Boo. We didn't think there would be anyway. Okay, that's one defender I've lost. I'm just relying on Pau Torres, to be honest. Oh, I already sent something, by the way. Oh, I didn't see that.
Okay, hi chat. I'm FPL Pickle, and I'm better at FPL than my boyfriend. I do love his bald head, to be fair. That's all I'm going to say for now.
Not
Bye.
the bald head. There you go. Not very brummy. I'll play it again. Not brummy. People say it's going to be really
chat.
brummy.
I'm FPL Pickle.
It's not AI
and I'm
generated.
better at FPL than my boyfriend. I do love his bald head, to be fair. That's all I'm going to say for now. Bye.
It's not AI. She's just got a soothing voice. AI. Listen, it's just the voice is very soothing. She sounds like how you describe her. Yeah, she's sweet, bless her. She is sweet. No, she's not 14. She's 22. The person at the meetup was a hologram. No. Oh, thank you to the people being nice, right? And saying that she's actually real, rather than insulting me. For God's sake. Get her on Babe Station. What is wrong with you, chat? Oh, my eyebrows look funny when I do that. Like Gabriel Jesus. Have you seen Gabriel Jesus' eyebrows? They look like that. If we saw a pic, we would believe you more. She doesn't want to show her face. So we have to, what's the word I'm looking for? Respect that. Chat is outrageous. Chat's always outrageous, I know. Yeah, Charlie Taylor's not in the squad. Is it a good start? No. I keep smacking my mic. No, it's not a good start. Are you best mates with Mane? Oh, okay. I got there in the end. No. W Pickle. Thank you. Listen, chat, you're outrageous. I love that in the middle of everything going on, someone's just said, is De Bruyne a better option than Foden? You're in the wrong stream asking that. Funny times. I'm really hungry. I haven't really eaten enough food today. Stop asking about De Bruyne and Foden. The deadline's done. The deadline's gone. The deadline went at 6:15. Funny times. Yeah, I know. Chat is insane. The best and the worst chat on the internet. Any luck catching Sonic? What are these insults? They're quite creative, to be fair. I'm partway through a baked potato, barbecue chicken, and salad. Marcus, does your wife not care that you're just watching my stream during dinner? I mean, I respect it, and I love Mrs. FPLB as well, but surely she minds. Does she only like you because of your FPL rank? She's got low standards, I guess. My rank's not that bad. It's okay. Oh my god, I missed it. What happened? My dad came in this time. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I don't know what happened. We've been married a decade. She's learnt to accept me. Tell her she's an absolute saint, and the live stream love her. John Joe, are you enjoying the Turkish league? Oh, God. All right. We're going to just take all of the bald insults today. John Joe. Just, you know, I don't even know what to say anymore. Don't even know what to say anymore. I'm sorry. Fax in the chat is trying so hard to have an FPL conversation. So he's asked me 3 times, is De Bruyne a better option than Foden? And now he's just moved on and he said, people, don't forget Maddison. He's back next week. Fax, I love you, but this is not the this is not the read the room. This is not the time and the place to be telling me about James Maddison being back next week, okay? All right? Read the room. Oh, God. Mrs. What's happening? FPL Pickle is better at FPL according to our team this week. Yeah. Yep. Not just this week, by the way. It's every week. United are getting popped. You are not a great manager. You treated Sancho poorly. Not Ten Hag as well. I was like, why am I getting called a poor manager? I get it. I've got Richarlison and Porro, so at least from an FPL perspective, that wouldn't go too bad. Oh, God. What a funny stream. Right, I think I'm going to leave it there, though, chat. As much as I love you all, I need to get some food in me. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to have 11 players this week. I've probably at best got 10. Could even be worse. I could have like 8 or 9. So make sure you tune into the transfer plans video. Don't even know when. Next week at some point. And we'll discuss what my plan is to bring Haaland back in Game Week 22. I love you very much. And I will catch you in the next piece of content. Have a fantastic weekend.